Five Nights at Freddy's. Sorry. Let's keep it PG.
Boom!
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
We're starting strong.
I told you. I knew it was going to fall.
It's heavy.
Welcome to the Higher Energy Superpower. This is episode 32 of the Turbo Duo Cast. I am your host, Salvatore Mata, and to my left is my brother from another game show lover. He is the oral assassin. He puts the ass in classic gaming. It's Trenton E. Wright, the third strong.
What happened to that boy?
Real strong. And we also have Turbo Duo and a half. Salvatore is the avatar of Salvatore. It's Salvatore Thomas, superstar, soccer, first practice tomorrow. Mata in the building. Turbo Duo and a half. Let's give a hand for him.
I feel like it should be
Thank
like,
you very much.
and now entering the Turbo Duo, Salvatore Thomas the Tank Engine Mata.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels good to be back. I feel like it's
Two
been...
months. It has been 2 months.
It's been more than 2 months.
2 months.
They'd be like, it feels
3
good.
months.
In fact, if you guys
months.
if you guys watched our
3 months.
If you watch the last episode, it's only been 2 weeks.
if you watched our interview with Marcella, we actually recorded that quite a few months ago. But for whatever reason, be it, just busyness with, personal, professional life. And
Crippling depression.
We're making fun of depression. That's great. But seriously,
We got to it. That's what matters.
yeah, and we're back, and as you're seeing by the title of this episode, we've got convention season starting.
You probably never heard of us anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But that is true. We do get more people coming in to see the convention episodes.
Well, yeah, because everyone wants the pickups. Yeah, I'm talking about
It does,
new games.
much like other things in life, it sells. So
It's new.
So,
Hot.
and speaking of which, if you guys are new here and if you like going back in the saddle to the old days and reliving the memories of some of our favorite and not so favorite games,
Like Raiden.
as they say,
That's my favorite.
like
game.
Raiden.
All right.
Raiden, that's the first Raiden reference of the day.
Deep cut.
Do us a favor, just absolutely smash that subscribe button, just like a smash and grab in the middle
Yeah.
of Chicago on
Like
a summer
your-
evening.
Yeah, like you're robbing an LA gas station and there's
Yeah.
no repercussions.
Yeah, just take $855 worth of merchandise.
Should we do like?
I like how he goes right. It's just like oblivious, just goes right through it. Yeah.
Daddy, can I show him what I got, Ted?
No,
Can I
that's not what I'm gonna say.
drink your electrolytes, boy?
So if you guys would subscribe, that would be great. I think it would be great for you. It would help us to get to our landing page, which would be nice to get to eventually.
It's a struggle.
Should they give us? Like,
We'll get there.
Should they give us like
Money?
Yes.
No, not money. I don't want any money.
I got Cash App,
I
Venmo,
already have
PayPal.
enough money.
You have enough money already.
Yes.
That's the whitest thing you could say. I have enough money. I don't need it anymore.
I'm 8 years old.
I've got enough
I have enough money to do with the
to do what I want.
to spend at the show.
Oh,
To spend at the show.
all right.
I have $150.
We're off the rails. I apologize.
That's more than
guys.
me.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to gaming. So what we want to do is actually we're recording this part the night before the show. So we want to do a little preview for you guys. Tell you a little bit about what's going on, what some of our looks for as far as
What we're hoping to get
the
and
show.
accomplish.
what we're trying to pick up if
What
we
we
can.
finna get.
Conventions are such a fun and interesting way to take a look at a lot of merchandise because it's all right there. It's not like it's on eBay or Mercari or one of these where you have to like look at it through a computer screen and then wait a week to get it if you even have the chance to win it.
It's more about finding the stuff you didn't know you wanted,
Right.
Or just like random things like
when
know.
you're in the middle of Target and you impulse buy 90% of the things that you buy. That's kind of how like the list we're gonna give you is like a starting point, but we might veer off into
get
a whole
none
nother,
of those things.
Right, exactly. We might. That's gonna be the fun part is coming back after telling people what we were looking for to see if that actually came true or not. So, anyways, we're gonna tell you a little bit about that. We'll have a little bit of a retro moment. Talk about
Just a little moment.
maybe a couple of pickups, and then just get right into some of the things
I
we're
only
looking
have
for.
one pickup, but there's.
Yeah, because you're 8.
But I got a bunch of Pokemon cards and WCW cards.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like me when I was your age. Well, no Pokemon, but it was WCW cards.
Well, they didn't have Pokemon at that point.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So,
Should I get them or right now?
no, I think we're good. We got everything. You can describe it for the
No, we're good.
for everybody.
Should
You
I-
can talk about some choice cards that you got that you really we're looking for.
Yeah, then we'll take a picture of them and throw them
Are
up.
looking for. But I wanted to ask Trent, is there anything right now that's standing out to you in terms of games that you're playing at all? Anything
that I'm playing?
that you're getting into?
Oh, you know what? This is... All right, so I got... Are you familiar with Snood?
Am I familiar with Snood? It's Bubble Town, baby. That's Bust the Move. Bust the
Yeah.
Rub.
So I was actually at Game Exchange like a month or so ago, and I got Snood for the DS.
Snood for the DS.
Snood 2. It was $3 in the box.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like Tetris. Like, why do we need to make another one? Isn't it all pretty much the same? Unless
Yeah.
it's multiplayer.
Well,
or-
if anyone remembers, it was like a free PC game, but on the original one, like the screen was small, but like all the Snood balls or whatever, it was really like zoomed in. And then on this one, it's more like zoomed out, so like the screen's like huge.
Okay.
So these are like a lot more to like take out, and it has like a bunch of different modes. There's like the world tour where like you're in the U.S. and then you beat a few levels there.
Oh, it's like
and
Super
then-
Dodgeball.
But it's
Nintendo.
they added a lot more variation. Like in the regular Snood, if you're not familiar, it's like Bust a Move.
Right,
I'm sure people know
Bust a
that.
Move with the little dragon. Beep, boop, beep.
So you have like a little arrow, and you want to shoot the Snoods up. You get 3 matching in a row, and they
Oh,
clears.
that's what they're called. They're called Snoods. The things that you.
I guess I don't know, but yeah. So it's just like that. But in this one, so like the first level is like normal, and then you get to the next level where like the Snoods are in the center, and you can bounce the characters off the wall and shoot them different ways. As in, instead of just clearing rows,
Yeah.
there's like different like they have them set up differently, so you
So
have
are
to
you
like.
telling me that you're getting like knee deep in some Snood 2 action on DS?
I mean, it's just one of those games you pick up and play for like 20 minutes, and then you're just like, all right, I'm done, and
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff I've been playing right now. And then because I brought it up, I've been playing X Mutants a little bit on the Genesis.
Yeah, so we're talking about possibly doing a little face-off between X Mutants on Sega Genesis and X-Men on Sega Genesis as a potential future episode. So that
We could dive into it later, but
Yeah.
it's a pretty solid game to just top that off right there.
yeah, I mean, I remember playing the first level thinking it was going to be completely horrible.
I mean, you would think so, right? You're like X Mutants, but we can dive into that on a later episode.
Right, exactly. Cool, man.
You've been slapping the joysticks around with anything?
Yeah, well, my wife and I were big into the rare games on the 64, and so we beat Banjo-Kazooie, and then we started up Banjo-Tooie, and we're almost through that. We're in Cloud Cuckoo Land, or Cuckoo Land, depending on how you want to pronounce it, which is the last world, so we're almost through it.
Now, I own Kazooie. Is it like Donkey Kong 64? Is
It's
it like a
Donkey Kong 64, but not as much of a collectathon.
Okay.
So it's more like
adventure?
How do you figure out how to fit the pieces of the puzzle of the level together so that you can accomplish the end goal, which is to get all the jiggies, all of like the
the jiggies.
It's like for the modern gamer, it would be to get all the moons and
Jiggies are puzzle pieces.
and Super Mario.
Oh, I got it.
Odyssey.
I got you.
Or all the stars or whatever. So,
I got you.
Yeah, so not as much of the collectathon as Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong 64 is the one that people talk about that went kind of overboard. It was like a little too much on the...
How far are you in Tooie?
So we're
Just
almost
started?
at the end.
Oh,
We're in the last world, finally.
brief. Which one's better? Real quick, first or second one?
Off the dome, Banjo-Kazooie is a better game.
Okay.
Now, Banjo-Tooie is a little bit more fleshed out. It's got a little bit more going on. It also chugs like a...
Oh, the frame rate, you mean?
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
Wait, does it use the expansion pack? Is that
it
why?
doesn't.
Oh, okay.
You could argue that it probably should have.
But it was like weird with some games when you use the expansion pack, like the frame rate dipped, and it was just made it slower. But
Well,
the graphic, you'd like sacrifice
Because it would
speed
make,
for the graphics.
It made the resolution better, and
Yeah.
so because of that, it took more horsepower. So it actually ended up being a compromise on the speed. So it was
Yeah.
like, do you want better graphics, allegedly, or do
Yeah.
or do you want, a more smoother game experience? I think most people would take a more smoother game experience before they would take better graphics.
Yeah,
most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a phenomenal game. I mean, it's a great game. The only and the thing that pulls it back down is there's this one world, and it's infamous for anybody who knows Banjo-Tooie, and it's called Grunty Industries, and it's 4 levels of madness.
It's very grunty.
There's just so many steps to try to get every task done that all intertwine with one another, and it becomes super confusing because you're not sure which floor you need to be on to accomplish whatever task it is. And it's such any game from Rare tends to be.
Are you talking about Among Us?
No,
tasks?
any game from.
You're obviously not listening.
Yeah. Any game from Rare tends to be very obtuse in the way that
Obsequious.
It's not intuitive where you just kind of know how to get through it. It's you need a guide to get through certain portions of that game because there's no way really to know where you have to be. I mean, you could stumble into it, but it would take you forever.
Did you go on GameFAQs?
Oh my gosh. I tried to find any guide I could, and there's only one that works, and it's from this UK website. It's called raregamer.co.uk or something like that.
Where it's literally only Rare game. It's only Rare games they have on it.
Only Rare games, and that's the only place to get a decent guide to get through just that part, just the Grunty Industries, because almost every other level we could get through without a guide. But the Grunty Industries one is just way too ridiculous.
Grunty Industries.
Yeah, so we're playing that right now. I know this isn't what we use usually in our wheelhouse of like retro gaming, but I started up God of War 2.
Okay.
On the PlayStation 2.
PS2.
Because I never played through it, and I put it through the FrameMeister. It looks pretty damn good on the big screen.
I still haven't I haven't tinkered with it enough.
The OSS.
My PS2 through the OS. It's like I got the video, but I couldn't get the audio working. I know because I just have it on my Genesis setting, and I got it. It looks all right, but I can't get the sound. I just got to mess around or just download
They probably have to. They have to have like profiles you can.
Yeah, there's preloaded ones you could put on a little micro.
I bet you
SD card.
Firebrand X did them.
Yeah, no, they are. I was just trying to like test it out, and I couldn't figure it out on my own. But I'll just have to tinker with it a little bit more.
Okay. Cool. Are you going to continue with X Mutants? You think you're gonna stay with it?
I got to like almost like the last level on it, and
Are you serious?
Yeah. I played.
How long of a game is it?
Maybe like an hour.
Oh, it's not that long.
No, it's like the 8 levels or whatever. I think I was on like the 7th or something like that.
Okay.
I got pretty far.
Are they more like boards? Like it's like a board you go through, or is it like are there many areas of the level? Is it like a Shantae game where it's like you can go into doors and go into different parts of the level?
Oh, do you go into? Well, there's like you'll climb through and kind of go to another level, or there's a couple where you get to like the end of that portion. You do go through like a door, and you're still in the same
like Castlevania style
level.
game.
Yeah, it's not as long. There's like I don't want to get too crazy, but yeah, like every level, sometimes you have to like find some like a like you'll get to the end, and then they'll be like, oh, I still need my battery to like charge up or whatever, so you gotta like go and find that. It's usually towards the end.
Okay, so there's light exploration, but
it's
pretty direct.
It's pretty much left to right. And then,
that's in your wheelhouse.
And then you get to like a boss, and you gotta figure out like the pattern, like hit him a couple times, run away.
Kung Fu.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Yeah, but we'll dive into it.
Games that I've been playing.
What have you been playing, Sal?
Well, I played it a couple times, but I played it once last week. I played it a lot. Mario Kart 8.
Oh, that's right. You were playing some Mario Kart 8.
One of my favorite racing games.
Should be everyone's.
I mean, it's up there, right? I mean, it's one of the best.
Have you gotten that super DLC for it with like the new 50 tracks or?
Well, I only have it on Wii U.
Deluxe.
Oh, I thought you had it on the Switch.
No.
Deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean I probably should, but I don't want to unlock anything anymore.
The one on the Switch, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It has on the commercial it says that they have deluxe races.
Well, they have the new expansion races, so there's like I don't know how many.
I think it's like 24 I don't know how many. It's 24 courses.
Wild. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's almost like a new game.
Yeah.
With the expansion, it's like they're doing a whole new.
I'd be interested in playing it. those new courses.
Of course.
So the second game.
Well, listen, I'll get it. You can unlock everything from the original, and then we can go into the new tracks.
So the second game I've been playing a lot.
What's that?
A lot.
Roblox.
If you have an 8-year-old, chances are they're interested in playing Roblox
or Minecraft.
So you can get Roblox on your iPhone or iPad.
The best gaming platform of all time.
So if you get the app, you can have like thousands of games on it, and you can play everything on there.
Well, it's weird because they have like you can get a game within Roblox like Five Nights at Freddy's.
They have like
you can play through Five Nights at Freddy's.
They have Among Us. They have Among Us.
Among Us, you can play through that. Fortnite in the Roblox world.
Fortnite is in Roblox?
Yes. You can play like the Fortnite game, but it's with Roblox characters in the Roblox world with like the creation tool. So like somebody made Fortnite using the Roblox creation tools.
Okay.
So
interesting.
You like fly in on a bus and then you parachute in.
Oh, great.
And you go into buildings and look for weapons.
A world in a world in a world.
That's sounds
so meta.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you're enjoying that? Okay. You're going to continue to play it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you really just want to play Streets of Rage, is what you're saying.
Right.
I want to play Among Us.
Yeah, let me know when they make Streets of Rage inside of Roblox, and then maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Just to see.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. That would be pretty fun.
They're all blocky characters.
Maybe if the guy who owns Roblox, maybe he can
I'm sure it's at the top of his list.
Put the streets.
You should send him an email.
Okay.
Or tweet him.
A tweet?
Or at him.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. We might
Chirp him on your Nextel.
Yeah. Let me chirp these fools. All right. So with that, we're going to get into our next segment because we don't want this to go too long before the show. But we're going to get into our modern retro moment, also known as our "It's Still Real to Me, Damn It" moment. So not too much to report here, but the one thing I wanted to let you guys know, and hopefully this gets to you published before this date, but
it will.
The eShop is closing down for new funding.
It's like closing time.
So you might be aware that the eShop on the 3DS and on the Wii U is closing down next year.
Like
in March.
However, the last time that you can add funds from a shop card
or a EBT card
or
a Snap card,
you can use that to buy eShop cards. I didn't know you could do that.
Because you can't.
Okay.
That's the joke, sir. You ruined it. You ruined it.
Oh. The 29th is the last day that you can do it.
29th of what?
August.
August?
Yes.
Why would they do that? 7 months before it shuts? Man, it's giving me the itch.
So I was thinking about getting two $50 cards, putting one on his 3DS, putting one on the Wii U. Now, allegedly, what I hear is that
why don't you
if you attach your
why don't you just put
ID,
why do you have to get a card? Why don't you just put it on?
You can't use. So they stopped allowing you to use debit cards and credit cards like months ago.
Oh, really?
Now the deadline for eShop cards is the 29th. Now,
so
allegedly,
that's Monday.
Correct. So allegedly, if you have your account linked to your Switch, then you can add whatever you add to your Switch can be used on the Wii U. But you have to add it to your, I don't know if it's your gamer tag or whatever, like to your, to your.
I don't understand
your name on.
I don't
your Nintendo ID. If you have your Nintendo ID attached,
I don't understand. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is. I understand the shutting down, but why would you stop payments 7 months before you're shutting it down? That you're just losing money. Might as well just shut it down next month.
Let's be honest. They're not really they're not making much money on the Wii U right now.
Yeah, but it's on the 3DS too.
Right.
But if you're going to announce it's shutting down, why would you not allow people to add money for 7 months?
They did the same thing with the Wii. So when the Wii was shutting down, you had to add the funds like 6 months in advance. And I feel like those are the only funds you could use. And so I tried to do it myself. And after, there was a 6-month window or something like that where you couldn't add more funds.
That's just, I don't know. I don't understand the reasoning.
So you might be able to go online and go to your Nintendo ID and add funds that way. And that you might be able to do after August 29th. But all I know is that the eShop cards will no longer be accepted after the 29th.
I don't know.
So if that's Monday,
it's just odd. It is
Monday, then this might air the same day.
Oh yeah.
Or that Sunday.
You're SOL if you don't know, and this is the only
Yeah,
podcast you
this
listen
is the
to.
only one that's telling you.
Can I tell them what I'm willing to get?
Would you like just let things happen?
Are you saying on the eShop or are you talking about the show?
The show.
We're going to get to that right now.
You're 4 steps ahead, bro.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we're going to get into pickups. Trenton, looks like you didn't bring anything. So
No, I didn't realize we were doing that because I've got 1,000. But
okay, well, I'll do some right now because I think there's some.
this whole episode is going to be pickups.
I know, but this is we got some previous pickups because I don't want to mingle the previous pickups with show pickups.
You don't want to pre.
Right, exactly, because then that would just get everything everywhere.
No one is going to pre.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that I want to share. Now I did mention Banjo-Tooie.
So we're done. All right, good.
Right. So this is my copy of Banjo, and
Banjo.
I also owned the Nintendo rental case,
The cool case.
with the manual. And then I walked into a video game store today, our
Retro Games
our
Plus.
place of choice, which is, as the child said. And, of course, they had this. So I am now the proud owner of a complete copy of Banjo-Tooie. Like I've said to you guys in the past. All right?
Your mans and
I
them.
will say it again.
And again.
Let the games come to you. Be patient. Do not seek out everything. Don't be in a rush.
game.
Because... when you can find things locally, when you can find little bits and bops of pieces of games that you're trying to pick up, even if you don't have them complete, let it come to you. I talked about my Sonic 3 story, how I got literally every piece separately, right? And now I have a complete copy.
The registration card, then I got the insert, then I got the
exactly.
outer box.
Exactly. So, and then I did get, there was a toy show that you were a part of, Trenton.
Toy show. Oh wow.
Over in Manchester.
A little while ago.
A little while ago, and I grabbed this little number here.
Oh, I don't even remember what this one is. Oh, I know what it is. I remember.
So on a previous podcast, when we had one of our shows, I had picked up, this is a couple of years ago now, an ice blue Nintendo 64. And so me and my wife have made the decision to make an investment
Financial investment
out of the Nintendo 64. And so
To find every single color.
now we own the burnt orange Nintendo 64. So you know what that means?
orange.
It means that we have to get every single color.
I just told them.
Right.
Jungle green is next.
So we're proud owners of the burnt orange one. I'm really happy about it. I like the look. I think what they did with these like the fantastic colors
I do like that orange.
was
It's
awesome.
nice. It's noise.
They tell them what happened when you got it. When we came back home.
We're not gonna get there because Andrew cut me a good deal, and I don't want to.
Do it.
There was a stick in the cartridge port that we had to get out, and it was fine. It ended up working out, but it was a little dusty, and we cleaned it up, and so we're good to go now. So that's that.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was Donkey Kong 64. That's why
Can I show them
he was
my
playing
one
in the
thing?
jungle with it.
I only have one thing. I don't think.
Okay,
it's
go
that,
ahead. You share with the
I
people
don't,
what you
think,
got.
I don't think it's that cool. It's just a Pikachu toy.
Oh wow! All right, well that's that. Great.
I got it for free.
Well,
though.
this takes watch batteries, so we're gonna have to put the watch batteries in here and see what kind of. I'm sure he just says Pika Pika, right?
Yeah,
But I got it for free, and he puts his arms up and down.
Yeah, which is good enough for me.
He goes hip hop hooray!
If it's free, it's good enough for me.
Hey ho!
So the other thing that I picked up here was this item that was allegedly broken, and so I really purchased it for the box.
Oh yes, big time.
I saw it there and I said, "Ooh, this is interesting." And he said, "Yes, but it doesn't work, but it has the box with it. Do you want to buy it?" So I got a really really good price, and I owned one of these a long time ago, and it was slightly broken. It had a capacitor issue, so I sold it off. But I've always wanted to get another one. But again, let the games come to you guys. So I was in the store, and I found this piece here, which is the NES.
It's a baby Super Nintendo.
Top loader, NES 2.
Wait, is it?
No, it's a Nintendo regular.
Complete in the box. It even has the registration card still on the back of it.
That means it was stolen.
Probably. Off the back of a truck. But I mean, the box is in about as good a shape as you could hope for a console from
It is pretty mint.
1993 or 1994. And plugged it in, cleaned it up and realized that I was actually able to get it to work.
Hey,
And
Kirby's on here. Kirby's
Just like that.
yeah, which is a late game. So I'm actually thinking of getting this RGB modded.
You did mention that. Yep.
And from our main man Marcelo from Crossface Gaming, which we interviewed last podcast, and that'll, I think, set us up for blink free gaming for
Blink free
for quite a while.
She's a sweet ride,
especially considering the what's the little the new 72-pin connector that came out a few years ago, blinking light when.
Oh, I didn't know there was another.
They're not making them right now. They can't source the materials.
Oh,
and they don't have a
I mean, you could just
company that.
But you could just get
them.
the right. I mean, the I don't know, whatever 72-pin ones were out before that, though, right?
You can get a 72-pin connector, but this one bypasses the error chip, so you never have the blinking light ever again.
Oh,
the only time
the
game doesn't work is if it's just not making good contact because it's dirty.
Oh, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
amazing.
you can get an aftermarket one, but this is a special one that they don't make right now.
I feel you.
And then, so something happened the other night.
Something happened.
I was on eBay and I felt like the kid from True Life. I'm Addicted to Pornography, where he like broke down and went into the other room and he's like
on his desktop computer.
Yeah, and he's like,
I just bought something.
And so I did it. Yeah, so that was me. I like
on eBay.
I went on eBay and I spent a bunch of money.
You smashed that purchase button.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, I blacked out. I was like, what happened?
Smash that bid button.
Yeah, little guy's gonna be stepping out for a second. Then we'll expand on this. Yeah. So I was like, and I masturbated. How do you feel about that? I'm not proud of myself.
But I did it.
So they came in. They came in like 2 days.
Just like him. They came.
Yeah, just like Big Papa Pump. Because what did I say?
I don't, something about pound, town.
Because when I thrust, it comes by the pound.
Yeah. On her mound. So we're going to do an unpackaging and unboxing, if you will.
I love seeing when people mail things that have already been opened, because that means we're recycling.
I guess. That means we're recycling.
So you thought it was going to be a disparaging comment, but I turned it into a positive.
No, I didn't think it was going to be disparaging.
Oh, all right.
Doesn't really mean they're recycling.
I didn't miss it. So
this one here was listed as a Game Gear manual, but yet when you look at the picture, it was actually a Genesis manual. And so I own the game. Again, piecemeal it, baby, right? This is the way to make it happen. As Trenton would say, I never pay full price. And so let's see. This is either going to be really good or really bad. It's good. So this is the Adventures of Batman manual for the Sega Genesis. Looks to be in pretty decent shape.
Yeah, the old black and whites.
Well, it is what it is.
I know.
That's how they started doing them later on.
Yep.
Wait, Dave, can I open the box?
Perhaps, maybe. But this is one where I need the case, and eventually it'll come our way, But right now it's to get a complete in-box copy of Batman and Robin is got to be what, $150, Trent?
Oh, I thought you had it.
I have a box that was cut into pieces that somebody fit into a plastic case.
Oh.
So I don't really consider that having the case.
Oh.
I mean, I could put it in.
I don't know. I mean, it's around 100, if not more.
The listings I was looking at was over $100.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and I think the market's coming down, but there's certain things that
I have it.
You do have it.
I do have it.
And then this was the piece that I really screwed up on.
In a good way, though.
Yeah, stepped in some poop, as they say.
Yeah. But some good poop.
Yeah,
that's good poop.
But again, the way I do things is if you can find them complete, great. But if you have to find a way to make it work otherwise, then do it. If you can find a deal. So.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Oh jeez.
This is hard.
Well, that's because it's all tape.
Oh, get it.
The whole thing's taped.
There we go.
All right. So we're not gonna open them right up for everybody to see. We're gonna tantalize it. We're gonna go slowly. Okay. All right. So here we go. So we got 2 games that are in a shape that I am very familiar with.
Pause.
If you look behind you, or behind me, you will see that there's several shapes of this and of Saturn variety, but I'm starting to get the itch to go down the rabbit hole that is.
That's because I planted the seed.
You did plant the seed.
And I let it sprout.
For the forbidden fruit, if you will, which is the Sega CD. We don't want to make too much noise, so we're going to put that down there. So the first game that I got was a game called The Misadventures of Flink, even though it just says Flink on the front.
That's a Signosis.
So this is about as European a game as you could get, and it's known for having just spectacular animation. It's a platforming game. Like I said, we're not trying to make too much noise.
Just enough to bother everyone.
It's what's weird about this game is, it is something that you probably won't see on any compilation, but
it's Vic Tokai on the side.
Vic Tokai,
they publish it or make it?
They published it. It was Signosis who made it. So just a few months ago, this game was going for between $250 and $275. The auction I won, I was the only person that bid on it, and I got it for $130.
Just wasn't in demand that day,
So it's the market's definitely coming down for certain things, right? And then this right here, this is one that you've joked about on the podcast. I'm interested. I love RPGs, and
interested now. Not interested.
Again,
now I'm interested.
Again, the Sega CD is something that I want to potentially, probably, I will delve into more of.
I think I was.
And this listing was for a case and manual, and so it didn't come with the game, but
it's not all about the game sometimes.
No, sometimes it's about getting it on the shelf, and then you can find the disc later.
As long as it looks like I own it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to go back, or I don't want to push into what we're looking for at the game show, but it's going to be pretty evident what I'm going to be looking for, because the case and manual, and the manual's got the registration card. I know that's really important for some people. It is for me. But it's the case and manual, complete, if you will, of that for Lunar Eternal Blue, Lunar 2. So I own Lunar 1. And this is
very shiny.
Yep. So no disc, but you know what? It's got the cover art, and these working designs games have that foil that you just can't repro. Really, it's just not something you do. So it's a Game Arts game. It's a legendary game. Everybody knows it. I do own it for PlayStation 1.
Oh, it's the same game.
The complete version. But I just got to have it on Sega CD.
Hey, so I understand.
So I got this shipped for $160.
That's because it came with the Flink, right?
Yep.
It was the same person?
Same person. So I won 2 auctions, which, usually that's not the case. So, all in, I'm pretty happy with what I got, for the price that I got them for. So Lunar itself is going for somewhere between $300 and $350 right now. So if I can find a disc for, $100,
$100.
If I can get somebody to give it to me for $100, then I'll be in the money, so to speak.
Yeah.
Even $120, something like that.
Yeah. Cut a little off the top,
Yeah,
any way you can.
A little bit. I just like the game, I just like to make it happen,
It is I could barely fit this booklet in here. This thing's like 300 pages.
I know, man. Well, there's also a marketing piece that was supposed to come with that. Like I have it with Dragon Force on the Saturn.
The game's not in there.
If the game's not in there, we don't have the game. The game is a $350 game if it's complete, Sal.
So could we get it loose?
We're gonna try to get the disc loose and
it's the only way to get it now.
Make the mega powers collide.
Yeah. Hey, remember when we weren't making noise?
All right.
That time before the bubble wrap.
So let's get to what we're really here for, and that's what we're looking for from the show.
Lowered expectations.
Yeah. So
let Uncle Trenton go first.
Yeah. Well, I think we should ping pong it.
Oh. Okay. I got a few items on my list.
Yeah. Did you go? Now, see, I did mine like console by console.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't have that. I don't.
Which consoles do you have on there?
I have Wii U, 64, Sega, Jaguar.
Wii U, 64, Sega, Jaguar,
Game Gear, and Game Boy.
Oh, wow, you went the Game Gear, Game Boy route, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Let's do your portables, because I don't have any portables on here.
Okay. Yeah, because there's a few.
And then we'll go console by console. What console do you want games for, Sal?
Game Boy 3DS.
You're saying, wait, are you saying
Game Boy, 3DS, and Leapfrog.
You know, I know that sounds probably silly for most people, but the Leapfrog, the Leapster, is actually pretty neat. It's good for little kids.
It's so fun.
It's got actually like math and reading stuff in there, and I don't know where you would find it because I don't see it anywhere anymore. But I got a bunch of stuff at Goodwill years ago.
That's like
and
the
you
only
did
place
too?
you find those. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great for kids because it's like, you know, it's a video game, but they're learning at the same time. I really think it's cool. We found a Leapster or a Leapfrog 2 or Leapster 2 at the flea market for $4 with a case the other day.
But the Sonic X game is very good.
Is it good on that?
For the Leapster.
Okay.
It is very, very
Nice.
good.
And one of them, some of them have the AV out, so you can actually put it on a regular TV.
The Leap. Oh, maybe
The Leapster.
Not the 2 though. Not the one you have, right? Or does it?
I think it does. The L Max one does too, that we have.
I got a mustache.
All right.
So let's get into some of your portable stuff.
I only have a few. There's I don't know. There's a couple Game Gear games.
I figured you didn't have like, you know, a baker's dozen worth of portable games you were looking for.
They're not even like expensive games either. They're just
That's okay. I've got some stuff that's not that expensive.
No, I know. I mean, most of the stuff isn't really. So just a couple Game Gear games. There's the Ren and Stimpy game, the first one.
I saw that yesterday or the day before.
Oh, really?
They have it at Game Exchange.
It's pretty good. Because my friend had it when he had his game, like when we were growing up, and I remember used to playing it a lot. And I had a Game Gear, but
is it like the one for Sega? Stimpy's Adventure? Because that one's really good.
It's a side-scrolling game with Ren and Stimpy characters. It's not like anything special.
Well, remember we were laughing about it because they made 5 of them on Super Nintendo and they're all terrible.
Yeah. But I remember playing it and enjoying it. I don't think it's an expensive game, so it's just
they had it for $20 at Game Exchange the other day.
It really is a $20 game? Well, whatever. I mean, if I find it, whatever. And I had Mortal Kombat 2 because I remember playing that one. Sonic Chaos I used to have. I don't have it anymore. And then I had Sonic Drift.
Okay.
That was all I had for Game Gear. Just a few games that I was like, if I see them or whatever.
You know what I would get for Game Gear, and I don't have it on my list, is Virtua Fighter Animation.
Virtua Fighter is that a fighting? It's a fighter 1-on-1,
Yeah.
like the Genesis version.
Yeah, like the Genesis, but even more scaled back.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it's stick figures.
It's literally stick figures with just heads. And then I only had 3 games on the Game Boy because I just couldn't think of any more that I really want at the moment or could remember.
Wario?
No, I have Wario Land.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have it in the box too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The rare Game Boy in the box game.
Well, that was from I found it on Facebook and you picked it up from that lady in like Coventry or whatever. Or like, remember I got the Game Boy.
That was down like coming back from the shoreline.
Well, you picked it up for me.
Yeah.
It was like a Game Boy Pocket, the game, and
that was
like,
a score, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's only.
And then she wanted $500 for a Wii.
Well, no, it was. It was like market price for the Wii and everything. It was just, it was actually a little bit more, but whatever. I got a crazy deal on that.
She was a sweet, very rich lady, so I don't think she worried about it.
Yeah, and then for the Game Boy, I only have 3 games. With 2 of them that I used to have when I originally got my Game Boy is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan.
Oh, I have that one.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Back from the Sewers, or
the part 2.
Yeah. I remember loving it. They're kind of slow, but they're like really good.
They're really good.
Yeah, it's like you can
because
play
the sprites are nice and big, and, and the action is.
It's solid. It's Konami.
The playability is.
And then the other one was the Contra game on the Game Boy, the one you have.
Oh yeah.
Super C or
Operation C.
Operation C. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like my favorite game on that system.
So nothing crazy. I mean, I've got a bunch of Game Boy, like, a decent amount of Game Boy games that I don't play right now anyway, but
I know.
All like the Nintendo brand ones, the good stuff.
You know what I would like to get, if it's talking about Game Boy, would be, if I could find it for a decent price, would be Motocross Maniacs. I don't know if that's an expensive game or not.
Oh, that's literally like a $5 game.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the Excite Bike one, right?
Yeah. It's like super small, but it's really good.
What about, do you know anything about Revenge of the Gator? Is that like a good game?
Is that Konami?
The pinball game. I think it's in
Dude, wow, that's what's crazy? You said that. I just got it last week.
Did you really?
From Goodwill. I've never heard of the game before in my life.
Oh, really? It's a pretty popular game. It was one of the early games for the.
It's funny. Boy. I looked it up.
It's a pinball game.
Okay, wow, this is weird because I just I literally never heard of this game. I got it at Goodwill. I think
it's supposed to be pretty good.
I got a Game Boy,
Liz showed me the picture.
Yeah, $3 each.
Dude, that was a crazy deal.
And the games were free. And one of them was the Revenge of the Gator. I'm like, Revenge of the Gator? It's a pinball game.
Yeah.
It's so HAL made it, and they made Kirby Pinball.
Yeah.
And it's like the same game. It looks exactly like Kirby Pinball.
Ah. Okay.
And I was like, oh well, that makes sense. I've never heard of it, but it's like, oh wow, this is like almost exactly like Kirby
try it
Pinball.
out?
I just looked at a video. I haven't tested it out yet.
Those are the two games that I would want to, and I'm sure they're cheap. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not inexpensive. Like I think it's like a $10 game. Maybe.
I'll have to dig through a bin. I'm sure.
Well, it's just funny that I just got it. I'd never heard of this game.
Those are two that I don't have that I probably would want to snag. That and like
I love Kirby Pinball though.
I'm sure it's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that the one with the accelerometer where you can move it around?
No, this is on the Game Boy.
What's the one I'm thinking of? It's like
it's
the Kirby cart that's like fatter. It's like bigger.
Well, they made a bunch of those ones. I mean, there's like Pokemon Pinball, and
I remember the commercials for the
I think
for
those
the Kirby.
I think those
game.
are just the ones that vibrate.
Okay.
Because they made a bunch of those games where you put like a AAA battery in it. And
doesn't it seem like that would like shake the cartridge? it would like freeze.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's a Kirby Pinball, but I don't remember what.
Is it like Kirby Triple Deluxe or something? Or is that for 3DS? So
it could be some game like that.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. I just can't think of it off the top of my
that's
head.
for that. Okay. Yeah, man. So we'll see. I actually wasn't thinking about portable games really. So, Sal, what portable games are you looking for the 3DS?
So for the 3DS.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is I would consider getting like one of the early Pokemon games, like Blue or Red, for him.
Oh yeah, those are expensive, unfortunately.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like $50-$60.
Daddy, I was just gonna say I want to.
You might as well just get a repro.
I want to get.
Or get it on the Wii U.
That's funny because I want to get Blue and Red.
Why is it?
What about What about on the 3DS? Do they have it on the store maybe?
Yes.
On the eShop?
I looked at the eShop.
Oh, I have some Pokemon 3DS games.
No, I mean like
I looked at
blue and red.
Oh,
I looked at
I would know.
the eShop and I found it.
Blue and red.
Yeah,
All right.
but red is better than blue, I think. But I want to get red, so that's for my 3DS games. I have like one of each. So for the Game Boy, I want to get Pokemon Pikachu Special Edition.
Okay.
And then for the Leapfrog, I want to get SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh wait, but what did you want to get on the 3DS? You said.
I said I wanted to get red,
Oh, you want to get? Oh, okay. I got you.
which is Charizard in it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got 64, Saturn, PS1, Genesis, and Sega CD.
Oh yeah, the Sega CD.
Yep. And then I do have one game for ColecoVision, which I didn't bring up in pickups, like some of the ColecoVision stuff I've gotten, but like,
Yeah. Well,
you know, like
can't cover everything.
no, but like Star Wars, Burger Time, Ryan got for me, River Raid with a Coleco version of that, and then Spy Hunter. You know, this is what's cool about like the ColecoVision, the Turbo, the Dreamcast. They're like these transition consoles where they kind of straddle two generations.
Yeah.
And so they sometimes have some of that software that's a little bit more advanced that you're like, oh my gosh, like it was really pushing the boundaries, you know, back before the Nintendo was here, you know. But Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom, which is the original Zoom 909 from Sega, it was like the first scaling shooter like Space Harrier.
Oh really?
Yeah, so
On the ColecoVision?
so it's called Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom.
Buck Rogers.
Yeah, and I owned it ages ago, and then I sold my ColecoVision. Now I have my RGB modded ColecoVision, so I have it back.
Gotta play it.
So, you know, I'm trying to pick up some of these choice,
Prime cuts.
ColecoVision games. So if I could find Buck Rogers, that would be
Superb.
That would be neat. So did you say PS1?
I don't have any PS1 games.
So I'm gonna just say PS1 because I'm gonna get that out of the way, and then we'll just go console by console. So I got a bunch of things on here, but the one thing that I really want, and it's not an expensive game, but I want to have it, is WCW versus the World.
Oh, on the PlayStation. Yeah.
That
should be an easy game. That's like a That should be fine. That should be easy.
That's a low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But that's one that's, you know, goes back to the lineage of like No Mercy and like WWF 2000 and Revenge and
renting it at Blockbuster when it came out. It was great.
Yeah, like it just has that formula, that THQ Aki whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's the one that's got Sting on the front. So that's one I out of any PS1 game that I want, that's definitely what I'm trying to pick up.
It should be an easy find, but you never know.
Yeah, if I could find NHL Open Ice for a decent price, that would be one that I'd like to get.
Why is...
It's like the NFL Blitz of like 2D hockey.
Oh,
side to
yeah,
side.
yeah.
2-on-2 Open Ice.
Yeah, I know that one.
I used to own that when I was a kid. You know?
That's not...
It's a really fun game.
On PS1?
Yeah.
That's what it was? Oh.
Yeah, NHL Open Ice. So that's my PS1. And then on Saturn, there's a couple of choice games. I obviously have all of the American ones, but I still don't have a couple shooters that were in Japan. One of them being Thunder Force 5, and then the other one being Layer Section 2, which is Race Storm, I think.
Shooter.
Which is for PS1, it's called Race Storm.
Yeah.
In Japan, it was called Layer Section 2.
Oh.
So those are two games that I'd like to.
They don't sound
pick
cheap.
up. Nah, you're talking about 100.
Yeah.
80 to 100. But again, at the show, we might be able to get it a little bit better. You never know. And you don't have to pay tax. You don't have to pay shipping. You don't have to pay any of that crap.
Niche. It's a niche.
Yeah, I just hope that we don't run into the meatball this year.
Well, no, you got to.
Meatball?
That's what makes it a story.
Oh my god! If I do, I'm gonna have a very short fuse with him.
Who's the meatball?
I'm flaring up like a pack of hemorrhoids.
It's a seller.
I'm ready to throw down at a drop of a hat.
Yeah. So I have 64. I've got Sega Genesis and I've got Sega CD. No Super Nintendo games really.
Me neither, because I don't know what.
I have all the ones that I want.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't know.
It's not as fun to collect for the Super Nintendo because you can't get the cases
box,
really.
It's just the market's just out of you. It's like, well, I'm not paying that for a box game.
Right. So it seems like the Genesis is a little bit more attainable.
Yeah.
And accessible. Like it's there. You're gonna be able to find it.
The plastic is fantastic, is what they say.
Some of these, you're right though. Some of these 64 games, and like I was in a game store the other day, and A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo is $200.
Yeah.
It's just like it's wild.
And then I was telling you, I got the game and the manual for $30. So you're saying, I mean, technically
the box is $150 at least. $150, yeah.
It's just nuts.
Anyways, so what do you want to go to? What do you have left?
I have Wii U, 64, Sega, and Jaguar.
What do you want on Wii U?
I only got like 4 games. I never got the NES Remix when it came out.
That's a choice game. That's so much fun. I played through that one.
Which is it's going up a little. Like it was like 15.
I have the electronic version, like the downloadable.
It's probably around like 25 now. I won the Paper Mario Color Splash.
That's a great game.
Yeah, and
that's a late game.
Yeah, the Beautiful 101.
Yeah, the wonderful 101.
Yeah. And then the Walking Dead game on the Wii U.
Oh, okay. The Travelers or the. Not Traveler's Tales.
It's like a survival horror kind of thing.
That's a scary game.
Yeah, like a Resident Evil kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, more of a kind of walking simulator version of it, though.
So yeah, they're. Yeah. I mean,
it's you just.
If I find them, I might think about it. Maybe I won't get them if I see them. I don't know. They're just on the list.
Listen, this is a starting point. We don't know what the day is going to bring us.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to. If we go to the Jaguar, my guess is that it's going to include Atari carts.
There's 3 games on it. It's the only ones I need. So, yeah, I need Fight for Life. I have the box for it.
Dude, I've wanted to play that game since 1997 when I got the internet.
I know.
And I found pictures of it. And I was like, this looks just like Virtua Fighter.
When I got the internet. So
Looking at pictures of D2 for the future Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, so there's only 3 games I need for the original retail releases. Fight for Life, I need the cart. I have the box. Syndicate, I have the manual for.
Syndicate's a pretty decent game.
Yeah, and Atari carts, I just need the cartridge.
So you're looking for pieces of things then.
That's all I need for the Jaguar. Yeah.
Now, what if somebody has? So Fight for Life. What if somebody has like the whole thing? What are you gonna do?
I mean, I'd probably get it.
Yeah. How much are those going for?
Fight for Life. Like 80 to 100, depending. Syndicate's only like 50, 60 complete.
Okay.
But Atari carts is the
$400 piece nugget.
The white whale.
Yeah.
But so I can mention it now. So I got some trade bait. They're gonna call me the masturbator tomorrow is what they're calling me because
Okay.
I've got the good trade bait.
Okay, you got trade bait. Okay, Sal, do you know what trade bait is? He's gonna have.
So
He's gonna have trades. He's gonna have some things he's gonna be willing to trade.
So I have a couple games that.
I did this a couple years ago when we went to Syracuse. I traded a bunch of turbo manuals.
Yeah, so I have some
stuff
games
for some turbo games.
You know, I have some good value that would probably entice someone to trade for some stuff. So I have like the first 4 Game Boy Advance Pokemon games. I have Sapphire.
The first 4.
Yeah, I have.
I didn't know there was a last 4.
Well, whatever. I have Sapphire, Ruby, Leaf Green, and Fire Red. So those are those are like in demand games that someone would probably be willing to trade for something.
Definitely, bro.
And then I got a heavy hitter.
Ooh. For what?
That I'd be willing. Actually, I got 2 heavy hitters that I'd be willing to trade. I have Hydro Thunder.
Ooh.
On the 64.
I need that for
which I got at the Retro Expo 6 years ago. Was still with the $8 sticker on it.
How much is it now?
It's like a $50, $60 game now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Isn't it like $30 on Dreamcast?
Well, yeah, but the 64 is blue. And it's not good either.
It's better on the Dreamcast, right?
Oh my god, yeah. So like I have the Dreamcast version, so it's like I'm never gonna play.
I got for him.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna play. So I might as well get some investment out of this $8 pickup.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Get 8 types of nasty.
And then the heavy hitter is Final Fight 3. On the Super Nintendo.
We had a podcast at one point.
We still do.
We had a podcast at one point on Final Fight versus Streets of Rage, or Final Fight 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And I know I specifically asked you the question because of how much we enjoyed it.
Cody's my favorite character.
That I said, are you gonna sell it? But now that you know what you know about the game, and you were like, no, I just like to have it. I kind of want it on the shelf.
No, we said the game wasn't good.
That's why I'm saying as much as you liked it.
Oh.
I'm trying to be nice here, talking about Final Fight 3. And you were like, no, I don't want to sell it.
That was what, a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, times change, people change, money changes.
How much is that game worth?
Almost 200.
Just loose.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I see what you working with a monster.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that's a good trade. That's I think it's like a high value, like in demand game.
What would you, so if somebody had Atari carts for 4, and would you expect to pay 2, or would you expect to pay like more because they're gonna say, well, like I gotta, or no, I think that's fair. That would be fair to do, like straight up.
If I would, because I mean, I don't want to spend that. But if they're like, if it was, if someone had it for 400. I'm like, well, I'll give you this. I'm the only person that's going to be buying Atari cards, first of all. Right. Way more people want this, so I think a $200 credit would be more than fair to take off that game.
I think so.
It goes around 175 to 200, but the ease, the ease,
it sells easy.
You'll be selling this quicker than you will. I mean, obviously, I'm the only person that would be looking for Atari cards.
Right.
Well,
you'd be surprised. I'm sure there's.
No. But yeah, I mean, that'd be with make a bunch of trades and like not have to really.
Dude, I ended up with Newtopia Complete and Phantasy Star on Master System with Case and Kart.
And then I got a bunch of manuals and stuff that like
for doing that.
I gotta trade. These are all NES manuals. Like,
are you really gonna pull those out and be like, "Hey, man, I got these cheeseburgers, man"?
Well, I mean, I have them. I mean, I might as well bring them just in case. Like, this Mega Man one is like really expensive.
Yeah, how much is that?
I think like $40-$50.
All right,
like so I got the original Mario Brothers. Like that's expensive.
Yeah,
that one I'm keeping. But like, it's value.
It's true. Well, the Mega Man one right there. That's. You could have just brought that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were just in my little package. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty sweet to like just make some trades. I've never done really trades before.
It felt amazing when I did when I did it because I think it was like
it's like I'm not gonna spend $400 on a game.
Yeah, so let's get to my Sega CD list. The first game that I'm looking for is Lords of Thunder, and that goes for at least $400.
That'll be my only purchase of
So
the day.
there's two games that I think I want above all others, and it's Soulstar on Sega CD
Correct.
and Lords of Thunder on Sega CD.
Lords of Thunder.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably, if I saw, I don't have it on here, but if I saw Terminator, that might be something that would pique my interest.
How much is that?
It's got to be
Two?
over. Oh, really? Is it that much? I was like, I know it's over 100. You know, I don't know if I would use the Final Fight for trade. You know, that's a. We'll have to see how the day goes if I see anything worthy of like a straight up trade for that.
I think the Atari trade is probably the right way to go. You know, in terms of like if you can trade it for Atari carts and give them 200, you know.
Yeah. Still don't want to pay it. Trading on all the Pokemon games too.
Yeah. Here, take all the Pokemon games and Final Fight. Would you do that if it was like, give me all the Pokemon games and Final Fight 3 and you can have Atari carts?
Oh man, it's a heaping helping. You know? I mean, I need it. You know,
anywhere between 140 and 180, Trent.
What for Terminator?
Yeah. Probably call it 150.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That'd be one of the games I'd do a trade, like some kind of trade for.
Yeah. Did you want any Sega CD games?
No, I mean,
not really.
Do I? Yes, but I don't have.
I mean,
any.
I got a lot of games on here, but I'm not giving you all of them because I'm just looking at the choice
well,
ones.
because you're gonna want all of them.
Right. But the Lunar 2 disc obviously is on here. Let's move over to Genesis here. I
don't have that many.
I want Light Crusader complete.
Oh, I have it loose.
I have it loose too.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to get that with a case and manual and do the everything.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about doing that, but I was like,
that is like a in the cut game. It's a later game. I used to play it at Pat Musin's house, of course, of all places.
Yeah.
And it's like it kind of reminds me of like a Diablo style, like 3/4 perspective.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know, so that's one that I think it always gets missed. You know, when we talk about Genesis games, because it's an exclusive and it's good.
I think that one's that's probably like 50 or 60.
I think something like that. You know, I would go for that. Some of these games I just need to complete, like Shadow Dancer. You know, I've had the game for years. I really need a manual and a case for that. You know, so I would be willing to buy it
complete
outright and then just sell mine. Ride and Trad, like that's another one I gotta get. I mean, that's like one of my favorite shooters. You know, mine and the little guys. I want to get Paperboy 2 on the Genesis.
That's got to be like a 20.
I think so. But that's Paperboy 2. I played way more than Paperboy as a kid, and I like Paperboy 2.
10 gen.
8 days out of 7. You know.
It's probably better than the Super Nintendo version, too.
And I played the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, I think we played it here. I brought it.
Yeah. But we found out that Paperboy 2 on Super Nintendo is basically just Paperboy 2 on Nintendo. Just up-resed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my. Were there any Genesis games you were looking
I had
for?
like 4. I have Virtua Fighter 2.
Oh.
I don't have it.
Complete?
Yeah. I mean, obviously this is a big one too, Jurassic Park Lost World. Bro, I know. Hey.
I feel like that's like a $200 game.
It probably is. I don't have Shinobi.
So I have Revenge of Shinobi on here, but I didn't mention it just because.
Oh, and then the first Golden Axe I don't have.
Oh, you don't? That's not that bad.
Yeah, and then Urban Strike because I don't have. I have the other ones. I have Jungle and Desert. I don't have Urban Strike though.
You want my copy? I have it complete.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you want it? It's good.
Jungle Strike is the one that
I just want the whole trilogy.
The whole trilogy. I'm not partial to it, so I mean, I think I split it up.
It's not like an expensive game, so.
I think I used the case to put Shadow of the Beast.
Because it's only like a $20 game.
The Urban Strike?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's not like it's expensive. Actually, the only N64 game that I had on there was Resident Evil 2.
So I mention this every time. I don't know why I never get it, but Extreme G.
Oh, God. That's not... Yeah, probably complete. It's like $25-$30.
I want that one. I used to play that a lot as a kid. And then I have the manual for this game. I want to get it. See if I can get the case in the game. Battle Tanks Global Assault.
Oh, I have that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
There's like 2 of them on the 64. There's Battle Tanks.
Battle Tanks and then Battle Tanks Global Assault.
Yeah.
Global Assault's obviously the sequel.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch more like manuals and boxes and cases, but like, I'm not gonna mention every case and box I need or manual or whatever. But I mean, that's what I'm kind of like. I get excited when I see like a sleeve of like manuals.
All manuals,
stuff.
yeah. It's just like go to town.
You're like flip. It's
Everybody
like you're digging
does.
into crates for records. You're like looking at them. Ooh,
Right.
yeah.
No Jaguar CD, huh? Like CD games or anything?
I mean,
It
didn't cross my mind.
You could work on the games, right? How many, there's only 10 games or something like that.
Yeah, the two most expensive ones are Brain Dead 13 and Primal Rage, which I like 300-400 probably.
For Primal Rage.
Well, yeah, complete in the big they had the big boxes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it comes in like a digipack like CD thing, like the cardboard CD case.
Yeah.
Inside like the long Jaguar CD box.
I gotcha.
So that makes it even harder to get.
Okay.
But that's it's not. I don't even have the Jaguar CD. I only have Hover Strike for the Jaguar CD.
If it comes your way,
Yeah.
then
I don't. Those aren't really games I'm looking to drop some coin on right now. So
we'll clear up the Jaguar first. Like don't
get that.
well, here's the thing: it's like let the games come to you, right? Like if it lands in your lap for some reason, you got.
And then another thing that it's not a game. It's definitely game related for the Jag. Is the voice of NBA Jam is going to be there. So I'm hoping to get my my copy signed by the man himself. And we're maybe right. He's on fire, and then.
Oh, you want to know what got me down this whole eBay thing the other day? It's because I was trying to get a 32X NBA Jam
What, box or something?
box
Case?
because I wanted to have him sign it because I'm
yeah.
partial to the 32X.
Maybe you could find one there.
I might be able to find one there, so we'll see. But that's what got me on eBay, and then I spent $300 on Sega Cd Games. So I went for a $50 game.
To just get that foot in the door.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's our preview for the show, guys. Obviously, we're really excited. They're going to be having some amateur wrestling. They're going to be having the panels and the arcades, and
I think I'm more excited for this year's than I was last year.
well, last year was like just getting back from the COVID and everything, and I feel like everybody's like back in full force. We're like at full throttle. Everybody's like hungry and
Hungry to buy.
Yeah, you just see a lot of like little toy shows and things going on. A lot of, I don't know about you guys in your areas, but it seems like in every major like metropolitan or city area, there's like something going on at least once every month or couple months. There's like some toy show or some video game thing or whatever it is. Like there's places to go to look for this stuff, but this is the Super Bowl, right? Our RWX in Connecticut is like our Super Bowl. It's like our Daytona USA or 500. So we're obviously excited for the show tomorrow. So I'm not sure if we're at an hour and 5 minutes, so I'm not sure if we're gonna publish this one on its own first or put it together in a big package. But either way,
big package.
Right after this, we're gonna have the
the
results, the results of the show. And some thoughts on the show and any pickups, obviously, that we got, and just some perceptions about what we saw there.
Maybe there is gonna be little clips maybe while we're at the show.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Yep. We're gonna be doing some B-roll to throw in there and show you guys what the vibe is like. But guys, thank you for joining us today. Like I said, if you could throw us a subscribe, that would be helpful. If you like this kind of content, throw us a like and keep coming back for more. Feel free to email us at the Turbo Duo at Gmail, and give us some ideas. We do retro games, specific retro games that we go back into that we played as kids, to relive those memories and the fun and the good times. So. With that, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back hopefully right after this.
Correct.
With the show results. Stay tuned, stay with us after these messages.
The next day.
Just you. Me. Yo, it's Ray's Boom Boom Room.
Welcome to NBA Jam, the Turbo Duo Cast on Fire Edition. Tonight's matchup, Sal takes on Sal Jr. Sal in the lane, whoa, Monster Jam! And all Sal can do is hand Sal his diploma because he just got his MBA degree from Duncan on You. Is it the shoes? Kaboom!
Wow. All I gotta say is that commercial break was freaking riveting. Okay, so I'm glad you guys probably enjoyed that. We are back, and guess what? We have forwarded our timeline by about 24 hours because we are back from the show. We just went through time.
We went extra long.
We were at the show longer than we've ever been before, and we're back. We're tired, but we're here with you guys because we need to give you the information, the salivating deets that you're looking for.
The deets.
To vicariously live
Haven't
through
heard that.
our experience.
Haven't heard someone say the deets in a while.
The deets?
Yeah.
Is that a 90s thing?
I think it's early 2000s.
Early 2000s? It's a post-fat thing, right?
Yeah.
But a pre I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in between there.
Yeah, I got you. Somewhere like end of the Extreme era, right?
Like the band Extreme? Or like NBA
Both.
Extreme?
Both. So, I mean,
All they want to know is what'd you get?
it was a lot of fun. We're gonna
In
get
reality.
there. We're gonna get there quickly because we've already been in here for like an hour. So, but lots of fun. It seemed like there were. I wanted to ask you. Do you think there were like more games this year than there have been in years past?
Well, basing it off what I picked up, I felt like that, and even though I have less to buy, I feel like there was more there. Even though I have less stuff I'm looking for, it felt like there was more games, even more harder to find ones, but not ones I'm looking for.
And not ones I'm looking for.
Yeah,
because I think we got into lunchtime and I had like 3 things, and they weren't even.
I felt like I saw
significant.
a lot of like rare Super Nintendo games, like boxed SNES games.
I saw a lot of Super Nintendo. I saw a lot of very like samey Nintendo 64. Not to say that they weren't good, but like it seemed like every vendor that we went to seemed to have a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, and like Genesis, it seemed like it was a lot of common games and not so many rare, like harder to find.
Exactly.
Do you remember when you were gonna get the games and the guy wanted food for games?
We'll get to that. Because that's one of the first pickups that
You're
we're gonna,
jumping the shark.
We're talking about. I saw more booths here, and I don't know if this is because of him, but I saw more booths dedicated to Pokemon than I've ever seen in my day.
You got to diversify, I mean, you got to
Do you
have
agree
the games.
though? Do you agree? That
I don't know if it was just because he's into Pokemon, so like we noticed it more because he was going to every
it seemed
booth
like
that had Pokemon.
there had to be like 5 or 6 like vendors.
It's almost like every other person that was selling games also had Pokemon cards.
cards. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say that I think this year was the most fun for me in terms of just interacting with both sellers and both YouTube personalities. You know? So, I mean, I got to meet Jeremy Parrish. He's one of my, one of the guys that I kind of look up to and on YouTube just for his presentation, for his voice skills, for his preparation, and just the history of video games, which we appreciate on this channel. Got to actually chat for quite a bit with Mark from My Life in Gaming, which, man, usually you'd think that like all these guys are talking all day long and like they wouldn't say too much, but Mark is just a conversationalist. I mean, he'll just go into everything, and anyways, but I don't want to go too far, but like that was great. And then getting to meet some of the sellers, like I feel like, these guys probably get like pounded all the time as far as like, trying to lower your price, but some like really nice people, who actually are just like human beings, and it's an opposite to the meatball or the meatballs of the world that I usually have to interact with.
The spaghettis.
You know, right down, and when we'll say thank you again to you know, Chris and the whole RWX staff and team and Retro Games Plus, and just you know, just so gracious, just great people, and makes it fun. Obviously, we talk about this all the time, but just the way to connect with other gamers and just be a part of this life, you know.
I know. And we're like the surface level like gaming nerds, but then there's like there's that next level, because we don't even talk about all the other stuff they have, like the panels and the tournaments and all that, because like you don't even have enough time to get into all that. So like there's also that we don't really experience, because we didn't even get to do the arcade.
We didn't even see the arcades. You didn't get to knock me off of the Killer Instinct stage this year. Maybe when we go to Syracuse.
And it's funny because we were there even long. We were there 7 hours.
Yeah,
we were there.
Well, we had to take an hour break because we were waiting for someone.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that long of a break because we went back in, but then we were there for like another hour and a half after that. You know. Yeah. Still looking around.
So fun day. It was funny because the first thing that we did, we get into the show floor, right, and you get that feeling when you hit the floor at the very beginning.
That fever.
It's like the beginning of the NFL season. It's like there's so much opportunity.
This is what you've trained for all year. You got the checklist. You got everything you're looking for.
Everything is in order. You're ready to go.
Prepared.
It's just like pulsating, right?
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
And so you know, usually there's a vendor right when you walk in, right to the right. There's usually a pretty good vendor right there. And so there was the meatball was there. And he was down one space, but then the first guy I'd never seen before.
Yeah, this was like the most random thing that happened there.
Yeah, so it's the first thing that happened, and we're looking at portable games. We're looking at some Game Gear and some Game Boy games,
GBA.
And of course I found the games you were looking for. You found the game I was looking for, which makes it all fun.
All from the same person.
But he's like, yeah, man, you know, we can make a deal if you get a few things. I'll even trade you for some food. And we were like, I was like, what? I was like,
yeah, because we walked in and I just looked at the games. Right on top was the Gator pinball that you were looking for.
Yeah, Revenge of the Gator.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, check this out. And then you happened to be looking in the Game Gear carts.
And I saw one of them that you were looking for right there. I was like, oh, okay. And he had it for a decent price. But I think we traded like $40 worth of games because Sal got a couple of things.
I got
one.
Yeah,
so
and he's like, yeah, just bring me back a couple of orders of French fries and 2 slices of pizza.
Yeah, so
I was like, really? I was like, but that's not. I was like, for what we're getting, like he was surprise me.
Yeah, so the 2 games that you got me were the ones I was looking for that I mentioned previously.
Yeah, Sonic
Chaos and Ren and Stimpy Quest for the Shaving Yak. And then I found...
all according to plan.
Yeah, then I found the Gator Pinball.
Yeah, we got Gator Pinball right
here. And then you grabbed the Nicktoons Racing.
You got it right there, Sal? Did you show everybody?
I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, the Nicktoons Racing and it was the Pokemon movie, right?
It's a Pokemon movie.
If anybody remembers the Game Boy Advance video, which was kind of a shorter-lived, almost like PSP, UMD movies.
Yeah, I think...
where they were experimenting with putting video
I think it's only like a 15-20 minute video.
Still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Racing.
So we ended up. So it was a big trade for all this. So it probably like if we didn't cut a deal,
list price was about $45.
So he wanted some food. So we went over to the food court. I got what did I get? 2 orders of waffle fries.
I got the 2 fries and I got 2 candy bars, which are cheap.
And then what? I got him 2 slices of pizza, right?
Yeah, and he's like. Sold. He's like, and so like I got to talking with him later in the show, and he's just a really nice guy, and he might actually have some choice stuff that I'm looking for that, you know, he's not too far away, and we might be able to make it work. So just being able to hold on, we're gonna get to your comments. Being able to kind of converse with some of these guys, because you know they don't bring everything. You know,
I mean, you can't. I mean, you could if that's what you got, but a lot of them are collectors, and they'll bring stuff from their own collection, and it's just like so you can only bring.
Right.
A certain amount.
So, I mean, and I travel a lot for work. So if I'm kind of in the area or near there, I might be able to, you know, cut a deal and go meet him to do that. So you never know who you're going to meet, and you always want to be good with people because it might work into something else that you're looking for. What was it, buddy? What were you looking for?
So, so Nicktoons Racing is
That looks really cool. I'm excited to check this out.
it is the old version of Nickelodeon Racer 2, but it's exactly like the game, but the old version of Nickelodeon Racing 2.
Wait. Do you already know about this game?
Yes,
How do you know about this game?
K-City plays it.
Who?
K-City? On YouTube?
Yeah, they play it.
Oh.
Oh, really?
It's not called Nicktoons. It's called
It's a different-
It's called Nickelodeon Racing 2.
Okay.
I think
It's exactly like this game, but you have to collect slime, and that's in this game. You have to collect slime in this game to get more power and get speeding up. You have to get the most slime tokens.
I wonder if this is a behind the back game, because that would be pretty interesting for an 8-bit system to play like a racing game like that. That'd be pretty impressive.
But this game is just like Nickelodeon Racing.
I mean, I hope it's. I see Nickelodeon Nicktoons Racing, and I'm just thinking it can't be good, but
It's got to be like a Mario Kart game, I would think.
well, obviously, yeah. Wait, can I see it? Can I see just who made it? Hasbro, huh? Interesting.
But this game
Hasbro Interactive.
Entertainment or something.
this game is actually very fun to play, Daddy. It's so
Hey, listen, we're gonna check it out, and then we'll report back to everybody on the next
Mario,
podcast.
It's kind of like Nickelodeon Racing 2 is like Mario Kart 8.
If it's behind the back, then that would be yes. You would be right. I think I win for best cart art with the alligator slapping the pinball into.
But you got the best deal because this is $12 and this is $10.
I think we all got the best deal.
Yeah, because I remember when I found that game, I was like, "What?" I thought it was like some super rare game because I'd never heard of it, and I didn't. Because what is it even called? It's just called Revenge of the Gator.
Revenge
right?
of the Gator.
You wouldn't even know it's a pinball game.
No, I never knew it until I.
Because when I found it at Goodwill, I was like, "Oh my god, I hope this is like a really expensive game." And I'm like, "Oh, it's a pinball game." What?
Yeah. So I think that was a really good early win for us.
Yeah, that was right. That was literally right when we walked in.
Right when you walk in, and usually it works out like that. Like the first thing is like there's something that is pretty good. You know?
Can I tell them what this is called?
What's that one called?
We did.
It's called. So the first part it says Game Boy Advance Video. It says Pokemon. It has Ash and Pikachu.
Oh, so it's an episode of the TV show.
And it says Pokemon, I choose you. Here comes the Squirtle Squad.
The Squirtle Squad.
This was pretty interesting. So while we were waiting for somebody to come back in from a panel, we were just kind of walking around for a few minutes later in the day, and never thought I would say that I would do this, but I bought a record. And
as did I.
And you bought a record.
But that's more me than you. To buy a record.
Yeah. So I mean, and I was like, I got to get a record player now.
I got you one.
You got me one. All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, as I mentioned yesterday, like my wife and I love banjo, and so there's a guy.
As you mentioned on this same episode.
Yeah. There's a guy who. Do you remember what the name of the company was?
Oh yeah, Respawn Records.
Respawn Records, and so they work out deals with some of the makers of the music in some of our favorite games, and
and one of I think their newest ones is the GoldenEye one.
The GoldenEye one.
It's an orchestra. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we got this, which is pretty interesting. So they partnered with the guy who did the music for banjo, and they created this, which is the Banjo-Kazooie rejiggied LP, which has reimagined versions made by Grant Kirkhope, who is the man who actually did all the music for banjo. And if you guys know banjo music, you either love it or you love it.
And it's a limited edition Color Splash record too.
Yeah, it's pretty unique.
Wait, can I show them?
See if I can pull it out here without.
And then,
Can I show them what
and then I also before you got yours, it's funny because I'd seen this. I think it pop up on like Instagram, like an ad for them. I think I saw that GoldenEye one pop up, and then I saw that there's a Battletoads one, and it's like a heavy metal band that recreated some of the Battletoads music. So I picked up that, and it's called Metal Toads. Yeah, and it's got like 12 songs from the original. I believe it's from the original. I mean, it would have to be from the original NES game.
From the arcade game. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Yeah, so I'm pretty hyped to listen to this. They actually put it on there. They had a record player there, and they kind of like previewed it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely what I want to listen to. So
it was great for them to have the record player, because otherwise I wouldn't have known.
Right? Yeah.
You know.
Hey, sometimes that works. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, can I show them what I got after I got these?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's a stuffy, not a game.
Something that you're really into right now, right?
A plush.
I got Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Look how cute he is. Look how cute he is. Just the cutest little bear.
I do like it. That's pretty nice.
I know. I like the eyes.
Just that face.
The eyes tell the story.
I'm coming for you.
Okay. I thought he was a good guy.
He's a good guy in Security Breach, but in Five Nights at Freddy, he is a bad guy.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
Dave, you played Five Nights at Freddy with me. You remember he's
Through
a bad
Roblox, which is...
Know your role.
Yeah. For me, a lot of the day was... and I may have mentioned this earlier, but a lot of the day was me trying to piece together things.
I mean, that's what we're manuals, boxes.
Just because there's so much that you've gotten in the past that you had to have it, but then you try to put it together. So a lot of my day was trying to figure that out, and come to find out, one of the guys that I was able to get a few things from lives in my town, and I consider him like one of the best vendors at the show.
Well, because I don't know if he put that on his
booth,
sign, but he had that piece of paper on there. So
yeah,
like
voted best booth
which
at the show, and I'm like.
Can't argue it, I guess.
No, because he's got the choicest stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just like really, really, like R-Type 3 complete in the box, in like a mint box. Just
Final Fight 3 complete in the box.
Yeah, just like Contra Hardcore is just like that's a basic game to him.
Yeah. That's chump change.
Yeah, so Gunstar Heroes, it's like whatever. It's got to be.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so. Again, he's a guy he's like, you should come over and just check out my collection and see if there's anything that I can get for you. So that's another one where it's like, definitely, I want to, check out what this guy has and maybe get some other choice stuff after the show. But I was able to get a couple of things. Now, I got this game at the show, and then he had the box, so I need a manual. But again, it's one I've been talking about. I played it back in the day.
Actually, we ended up going around to, what was it, Ray at the front? And you picked up, remember, I was like, Extreme
right.
G, $5.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I got this with something else that I'll show you guys in a minute. But again, one of my favorites from back in the day. I still didn't own it. I don't know how. It's not that expensive of a game. But it's Extreme G, which is it's sort of like in the vein of like a Wipeout or a F-Zero X or something like that. But I don't know. It kind of had its own flair. The sense of speed in this game is actually really good. And it was.
I feel like I only rented that once, and I used to
play it at Jake Spector's house all the time.
Is it a 4-player?
Yeah,
one?
4-player too. I mean, the 4-player is like there's a fog of doom.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
Daddy?
If you play like 1-player, 2-player, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Can I show them what I got?
I know you know where there's like we're going in order, right? Like
no, this is very.
I know, but he's in the middle of talking about what he's getting.
Yeah, so basically, it says 12. I actually got this for 10. So in the game, I got essentially for free. So.
Oh yeah, because you threw it in.
Because he threw it in with a bigger purchase. So I essentially got this for $10, which.
Yeah.
And then a manual, I feel like on this should be.
I mean, any 64 box is $10 minimum.
Yeah, sports. Yeah. NBA Jam '99 with Nick Van Horn on the front.
In the Nets jersey?
Yeah, in the Nets. What do you got next, Sal? What do you want to showcase?
Well, how about you have to do them all at once, though. You can't just go through each one, because that'll take too long.
So the little guy was like, he had a couple of bucks, and he's been working hard. So he found this Pokemon card for $50, which I was having none of, because no 8-year-old should own a $50 Pokemon.
Oh,
card.
that's when I was like, you know what? I was like, why don't you think about it
with an assist from you? Because
and it's like at the end of the day, if we don't have anything else, we can come back and look at it again.
Right. And so right next to that was a guy who had a bunch of games, and then he had this bin underneath, and I noticed right on top one action figure, if you will. And I said, "Oh,
it's not a doll, man."
And I called my son over. I said, "Hey, look what he has. He's been looking for this." And then he just dove into the
literally
the bin.
Jumped in the bin.
Literally, the guy was like, "Just take it out. Just put everything in the other one."
I actually put my whole head in the bin.
Yeah. So show everybody the action figures that you got.
I got a Dr. Britt Baker.
DM D.
Brody Lee, and I got the Kenny Omega from the first Unrivaled series.
Isn't it unmatched?
The first figure on the.
I get them confused. I don't know.
The silver pack.
Yeah.
And then this goes with Dr. Birthday. So and then I got a
Jackson.
Matt Jackson.
Do me a favor. Keep slamming him down as hard as you can.
A Matt Jackson action figure. I didn't know it had the actual on the
tassels.
The tassels are actually like
cloth,
not like plastic like they usually kind of make them.
Yeah. So the Brody Lee is the one I noticed, and I know that Sal's been looking for Mr.
Brody Lee.
Brother Brody, as you will,
if you will.
So I didn't know he was
part
of the Dark Order.
And then get the best part of it.
What do you mean?
The picture.
Oh.
So Sal got all these. He got four figures.
It should be right below.
It's
okay, it's right there.
So,
and then
the guy threw this in as a kicker.
So it
might not come in on the video here, but we'll describe it for you.
It's a picture.
What's this group called?
So the group was called the Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle.
So it has been signed by Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara,
one of the best heels in the game right now.
Santana.
Yes.
Orange Cassidy.
That's Jack Hager or Jake Hager.
Jake Yager.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Orange Cassidy.
He looks like a bigger Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, that's Orange Cassidy.
No, that's Jake.
Orange Cassidy is about half the size of him.
Yeah. And then you got Jericho, you got Sammy, and then you got Ortiz. And then they've laid out, looks like the Jackson brothers.
I can't. Well, I'm looking at the back.
It looks like the Jacksons.
Oh man, that might have been. Honestly, I don't know at this point. This is like way back.
There's one thing about being a child though at these shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the Young Bucks, Dustin.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's in the suit.
I love that they're over those guys. But there's one thing about being a child at these shows is that people are just so nice and they just want to give free stuff to people. So Sal bought these 4 figures and the guy threw in that signed thing, which I'm sure, Sal's gonna look back on as a huge thing.
Can I show them the other AEW thing that I got?
Another AEW thing?
So, some of the are they called Unrivaled?
You know what? I don't know at this point.
Silver or gold?
But it's the silver ones.
Yeah, the silver one.
I think that's Unrivaled.
So if it's Unrivaled. So if you look on it, and if it says Upper Deck on the side, you get 3 cards inside of.
Oh, it's 3 cards
inside of this little pack.
Okay.
I need scissors.
Limited edition.
Can you open it for me, and then can I?
We're gonna do a live unwrapping.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can hear that sound. That's a real unwrapping.
Do you want me to open up a little bit further so you don't crease the sides? Here.
Don't mess up the foil.
There you go.
Help.
So what do we got here? It's the big reveal.
We got Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix is my man.
Is it another Ray Phoenix, or is it you just
and
get
Dax
2 cards?
Harwood.
Ray Phoenix. What's the other one? Like a checklist card or something?
Oh, my man, Dax.
Yeah. FTR,
Nice.
baby.
Upper Deck does AEW cards. Isn't that crazy?
Who would have thought, right?
Oh. Why does he?
He's only got to do it one more time, everybody.
Why does it keep falling?
Because you keep messing it up. That's why.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's a great card. That's a great card. Why don't we get to the biggest moment of the day, which for us was meeting a legend of the past.
It was actually like a double moment.
Yeah.
Because I went first. So I guess my main goal, one of my main goals of the day was to meet Tim
Kitzrow.
Kitzrow? Yeah, Tim Kitzrow, the legendary voice from NBA Jam, Mr. Boom Shakalaka himself. Who actually, if you don't know, I mean, I think most people know, but I don't think everyone knows. He did Blitz,
Slugfest,
hits, like all this, like
and
all
Wayne
like
Gretzky's 3D hockey,
like all the extreme sports games from back in the day, not just NBA Jam. So he's like a
he's
lineage.
famous. He's famous for NBA Jam.
He's 3 generations deep.
Right.
So one of my main goals today was to get my Atari Jaguar copy of NBA Jam TE.
I wonder if that increased the value of it. I'm not that I care, but like I'm just curious.
I mean, it'd have to, right?
You think
not
so?
maybe not much, but yeah, so I got the copy signed by him, and he wrote, "He's on fire" on it. And I actually asked him, I was like, has anyone actually given you a copy of this
that's right,
to
you did
sign?
ask
And he said he doesn't recall anyone giving him a Jaguar copy of this game. And then he also threw in 8x10, like a screenshot from the game. And not only that, but he also, which you'll see, he did a nice little video for us,
right,
that we're gonna use for our,
at some point in
for
here.
our
You've either
intro.
seen it already or you're going to see it.
Yeah, so it was well worth it, because it's just so legendary. Like one of the, I don't know, this is like iconic,
Yeah.
in video games. Like
It's amazing.
he
And
was
I
great.
actually think that gold Sharpie looks fantastic on the Jaguar Black.
Yeah, I was
Looks so good.
I was hoping, because I was disappointed, because I was gonna get one.
You were
of
gonna
the,
get a Sharpie?
like a paint marker, like a neon color, but I was like,
The gold is tight.
I was like, I hope he has more than something just like a black marker.
Yeah, the gold is great.
Yeah, man, I might be the only person who actually owns an autographed copy.
You done accomplished
of
something.
NBA GMTE. So if I got nothing else today, that was well worth it.
I would say that was the highlight for us too. He did a video with us.
He's awesome too. He talked to us for
Great
a while.
person.
And I had asked him about the new, because Arcade 1-Up just came out with the NFL Blitz, and I was hoping he was like still, getting some cheddar off of that. But I mean, he told us a little bit about it, which is unfortunate. But he's just he has like a glow about him. You know what I mean? Like he's got an aura.
he is definitely a bright soul.
And he does like the voice, like the whole. He does like the voice,
It's
like
weird.
the whole
It's weird
time.
to hear him talk, because you feel like you're in the game, and he's just saying like what's on the menu at like the concession stand.
Oh, hot dogs! They're on fire!
Wait, he actually signed this picture of him.
Yep. Show.
Yeah,
them,
got one for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he signed one for the little guy. I have one up here that's sort of in frame, but
So
there's
this
one up there. Too.
So I got mine done, and then we had to.
So-
You got a little.
So I didn't
you
have-
got a little envious
Yes.
of the big guy.
Well, I told you I was trying to this whole week. The reason why I ended up with the Sega CD Games is because I was looking for a copy of NBA Jam on 32X, which I'm gonna have to get now. Like I have to get that and complete.
Yeah.
I have to. So I'm like, I need to find it. Nobody had it at the show. Not
No.
even a loose copy.
No.
And which is crazy. I didn't see like any 32X games. Did you see I saw a few complete ones, but
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. There was probably 5 32X games.
I saw a
already.
loose Afterburner.
There was more
and that
Jaguar
about
CD
it.
stuff there than there was
There were more Jaguar games.
32X
What's
stuff.
funny is I saw someone I remember from last year that had Jaguar games, and they had like the same exact ones.
Oh,
like,
really?
Like they didn't even sell
It's
any
a
of them.
limited community.
Maybe they just don't. I would assume they just don't sell online,
Yeah.
because it's obviously you could sell them fairly easily.
So in my scramble to try to find it, this is probably like 3:45.
Yeah.
Noticed this one kid had NBA Jam TE on the Saturn, which I already own, but he had it and it didn't have the backing. Like Saturn games have like a cover or a back art.
Yeah, especially just a case and a
So it was a
manual.
case. It was a case. There was the manual and the disc in an empty case, and so I felt like I had a little bit of authority to just say, "Hey, would you just sell me the manual?" Because he had it for like 30.
Like now the power's on my side.
Yeah, like he had it for 30 or 40, and I said
It was 40.
40, and I said, "Hey, man, I know this doesn't have a backing. Would you take 15 for the manual? I'm trying to get it signed." And he said, "Leave to me." He goes, "I would have done the same thing. Like I have one that I'm gonna have him sign." So I got the NBA Jam manual for Saturn, and so he at least, that's pretty much the cover that you would sign anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have him sign the glass. So I have my signed copy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but what's funny about it is that the manual that I had him sign had the registration card, and I look back at my original one because I have 2 of them in here now, and my original one did not have the registration card, and of course, you got to have the registration.
Got to
card.
registrate,
Yeah,
baby.
you got to. I mean, how am I going to get my copy registered if I don't have the registration?
And the
card?
warranty is still good.
Yeah, because Midway is still in business, and a claim too. That's one of those you just kind of tuck away, and
That's like a one
Special.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
When are you gonna see? I mean, obviously he could be there next year, but
yeah.
it's like you got to do it. Whatever it is, you just got to get it done.
Now it's Sal versus
Sal.
That's gonna be in the commercial.
Yeah.
was in the commercial.
So, very, I'm sure he's not watching this, but Tim, like, thank you so much. Like, you were so wonderful and gracious, and it was just the interaction with you was awesome. It's just like almost every interaction we had with people today. It's just, everybody was just so pleasant and happy, and I just feel like, I don't know, that COVID crush is like over. Like people are finally like, even though we were trying to get out in 2021, it's like people are like back to normal. Yeah.
He was actually, and I think he was actually there. I don't know if he was doing a panel or if he was like hosting the NBA Jam tournament, because I think they were doing a tournament for NBA Jam.
Oh, okay.
So I think he might have been doing, so actually you had bought that and we went over. It was $3.58 when we walked over there, and he had a sign on his booth that says, at a panel from 4 to 5 p.m.
Right.
Be back later.
But it actually worked out.
No, I know, but it was just funny though, because you literally just bought it and we walked over there.
But if I went there at 3:55 and he was getting ready to leave, how would that interaction have gone? He would have probably been rushed.
No, I know, but it's just like ironic that you literally went there, bought that, walked over there, and it was 3:58, and his thing was from 4 to 5.
Listen,
but we waited it out and we got it done.
So here's another one that I got when I got the Extreme G. And this is another piece nugget. I had this game, and you were able to find I found the manual. I gave it to you, and you got it in a deal.
Because I got him, yeah.
Because you bought a bunch of other stuff, and then I found again with this guy who lives in my town, this case. So case and manual came with this. I'm not gonna spread it all out, but this is WCW NWO Revenge. This is the game that was the reason why I bought a 64, which is crazy. I mean, if you've heard anything about me when I've talked in the past, Mario 64 is my favorite game 4 days out of 7. So like
this is the other 3.
But this is the game that got me to buy a 64 and for Christmas of '98 I remember getting home
I forget that you got it later.
Yeah, I got it like
2 years after.
Because I ended up getting like a console like every year. I ended up getting like my PlayStation I got in '96, my Saturn I got in actually my Saturn I think I got Christmas of '96, and then I forget what I got in '97, but '98 is when I got the 64, and I still played the hell out of it. I mean, I had a bunch of games, you know, but I was a little late to like buying it because it seemed like all my friends had it, you know. Like everybody had 64.
Yeah,
it was the party console.
I don't know if it. I don't know if it was just like the town or whatever, because it's like obviously PlayStation sold more, but like everyone I knew had a 64.
Everybody played 64.
I don't know, I don't know if it was just maybe it was just our age bracket. Like at that time, everyone had a 64.
Look at the commercials for the 64. It's like they were all kids our age that were playing it. You know what I mean? But these cases, I mean, he kept them in really good shape. These are like really, really pristine, like really good condition.
Yeah, they were all just like flat, so they were
shiny and rigid. They're not like all floppy.
Probably just had them
impressed.
Someone had them from way back, and they were just like, I don't know. Maybe they owned a rental store. Or
something
like that.
He also had them like flat. Like he didn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. He
didn't keep them upright.
Yeah.
He like flattened them, which actually keeps the integrity.
So actually to piggyback off.
In fact, when I made this up, like I had to kind of like force the cardboard a little bit.
Yeah.
To like crease.
No, yeah.
Daddy,
so to piggyback off that one.
I got 4 more things.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get to that right after Uncle Trent.
So to piggyback off that, when you got the Revenge manual, I found this one, which is 007 World Is Not Enough, and so we kind of put those. It's only like a $5 manual. Oh well, I didn't even realize this has. I think it has like a couple other things. Yeah, it's some like James Bond like movie like little card. So I had the 007 World Is Not Enough. I have the blue copy too, because I think they actually made a gray one.
I have the blue copy.
Yeah. And it was
I think that's more common.
Yeah, and it was one I was just if I saw it wasn't like a need or something I was really looking for, because I don't even think it was on my list. But
people don't talk about this game because GoldenEye is so well remembered.
And it's actually really good. And then I ended up getting the box for I think 15. He had 20 on it, but yeah, same thing. The box was like flat. It's in really good condition. So now I completed that one for
that's awesome.
Under $20 or whatever. I mean, I've had that game since it was like a $5 game.
I mean, when you're in the world of 64 collecting, if you can box up and complete a game, that's always a win.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the 64 games is just everything is like $150 for a box game. Mm-hmm. Like everything.
Yeah.
No matter like,
saw some
what
cool
you're
stuff.
looking for.
Saw Mischief Makers. Saw Body Harvest.
Oh yeah, Mischief Makers. Yeah, he had Pac-Man.
Oh yeah,
Pac Family.
Jeff.
Yeah, I think it was like 200 something maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
He had all the choice stuff.
Yeah, I know. You pay choice prices.
Yeah, for the choice stuff. So what else you got, Sal?
Can I just share all my stuff?
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
So I bought this Mew stuffy.
Ooh, wow.
And
So cute. There was a lot of stuffies. Or a lot of like
There
bins
actually really was.
The Freddy Fazbear is very cute, and then
They're all mostly there's Pokemon stuffed animals.
Pokemon and Nintendo.
Those are all
That's
the
why
iconic.
I'm glad you found the Five Nights at Freddy's, because like that's kind of like a.
I didn't know you even knew anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, or even knew it existed, or was that into it where you needed like a plush animal of it.
Yeah.
You got another one down there?
So.
Oh, I mean, we can go on for like hours. So about all the. About all these cards.
So, I got 2 Pokemon Megas, Mega Gyarados and Mega Pidgeotto.
Well, you gotta turn it. You gotta turn them so they can see
Sitting
them.
sideways.
Yeah.
So you actually bought every Pokemon card that they had there.
Well, these were ones.
Not
These were
every
ones you were looking for, though, right, Sal? Like you actually wanted these.
I've been looking for Mega Gyarados.
Oh, really?
Is that some
Yes.
kanji on there, Sal? Is that Japanese writing?
No, it says Mega Gyarados, but it's right there. It has like Japanese
The
writing.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are those Japanese cards or these American cards?
They're
American
are
cards.
American.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Very cool. I like.
They look nice. I don't know much about Pokemon, but they
Me
look
neither.
nice.
Yeah.
And and I have 2
And I have
Pokemon
700 more
packs.
cards.
I have 2 Pokemon packs that are.
We're not gonna open those on camera.
Really?
Yeah, we're not gonna open those on camera.
Why?
Because we have more things to go through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be special for you to open those later.
Didn't you get one of those free, too? One of those?
This kid got free
one.
stuff all day. Somebody gave him just a box of Pokemon cards while
Yeah.
we were sitting talking to the record people.
Yeah. I mean, you really you made out. You got more than anyone else.
Yeah. Trent, I think you have a few more things than I do left. So if you want to go to your next game.
Yeah, well, that's going to be like one set. But, yeah. So, and then...
I really like the Nintendo game that you got. It was actually
yeah.
yeah.
So these were 2 that I didn't mention, or sometimes you just come across something that
you mean in the first set when we were talking about.
Yeah. So this is one I actually have the manual for, and I've kind of been looking around. I mean, every once in a while I look through my stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I have the manual for that. Maybe I can find a cheap copy of it, which is Acme All Stars for the Genesis.
The soccer game in there could be its own game. It's that
yeah,
good.
I was like, yeah, I heard it's supposed to be like I've never played it. It's like soccer, basketball,
so good.
like racing. So I have the manual for it. I got it for $25. I mean, it's Konami in the heyday.
Yeah,
Tiny Toons.
it's really good.
So maybe it's 4-player too. So that could be interesting.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh cool. I didn't know that. The soccer game is. I remember I was like testing it, and then I ended up playing it for an hour. Just like
Oh really?
playing the soccer game because.
Well, when did you play it? Like back in the day?
No, like I don't know.
Well, you have it?
A couple years ago. Yeah, I have the loose copy.
Oh, you do? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
how much was that?
So I got it with this other one. So they're $25 each.
I feel like the cart loose is like that. Is that much?
No, I think it's like 15 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was looking for it, and then I mean, first of all, any boxed NES game that's not a sports game is worth
To you.
$25
To you.
Yeah. So this was
And this
one.
is such a unique box too, and I've never seen this box before.
I know, that's why I couldn't believe it was only so I got it for 25, but it I had it for 30, which is Kung Fu Heroes complete with the manual.
If anybody is counting, this is actually this is a video game show, and we are friends.
Go figure.
This was the first game that we played together.
I know, it's fun. Yeah, in my
When I went to your house that
on
first
Mansfield
night.
Ave, yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, check out my Nintendo games. We were.
I was like, you ever play Kung Fu Heroes?
Yeah, I was like, I've never played this before, and we played it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, so
It was hard, but it was
yeah,
awesome.
because my friend Justin had this as a kid, and I remember playing at his house, so that kind of always stuck with me. Wasn't even on like the radar of a game that I was looking for in box, but I was like $30 for it's somewhat obscure, Kung Fu Heroes.
It's an early game too.
Yeah, I love the art on it too, and I already own the cart, so I mean, I could sell the cart at the next toy show I do. It's like a $10 game, so basically, I mean, I've had that forever since like the Funko Land days, when I got it for like a couple bucks. Mm-hmm. So yeah, anytime you can get a complete box to NES
Have
game,
you opened it up to just check everything?
yeah, it's like mint.
That's
the
awesome.
cart and the manual.
Culture Brain of all
I know.
publishers.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those, you know, because I have like a connection to it, you know.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lineage of Kung Fu Heroes experiences.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll just mention these ones too. So I did actually find one of the Game Boy games I was looking for. I got these two from one seller. I got Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan and Bomberman for the Game Boy. They were 15 each. I got them for 25.
I didn't even know there was a Bomberman for Game Boy.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking for it, but he had this for 15, and I was like, well, if I pair it with another game, I can, you know, get a little deal on it, you know? Because someone else had Fall of the Foot Clan for like $30. I don't know what it goes for, so, but I was like...
I got it for $1 at the flea market.
Yeah, so I was like, $15 has got to be pretty good, you know? So, yeah, I'm assuming Bomberman plays right, and it's also the Super Game Boy compatible, so it's got like the extra colors or whatever if you connect it with the Super Game Boy. I'm assuming it's got to be good. It's Bomberman.
It's Bomberman.
Yeah, but then I saw no one had the Turtles, the sewers for Game Boy, and I only saw one person with that Turtles 3 was like $100-something for the Game Boy. But you know, yeah, I also couldn't believe no one had not one person had a NES remix for the Wii U.
On the Wii U, yeah.
Yeah, I looked through everyone that had Wii U games. I looked through them. It was all like Splatoon, Mario.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like it's a rare game, you know. Figured that'd just be kind of like a game that everyone would.
You might have to go online to get it.
Yeah, I know.
So this one here that I got, it was funny because I saw it in a few different vendors' places, and they were all different prices. I saw it for $50. I saw it for $40.
No, I did like,
and then I saw it for $30.
I saw that on a lot of games. You like one person will have it for $20, and then you go to another and they got it for like $40. I don't know.
It was because there were certain people that were like, okay, we know the market and we're going to price it as such. And there were certain people that were still going off of the price charting prices from 2 months ago or 3 months ago when the market had topped.
Yeah, some of them are like all over the place. I was like,
Right.
I don't know what
Like,
it's really worth.
Like price charting actually hasn't caught up to what's happened in the market. Some things it has a little bit, but it's always delayed by like a month or so. So, you know, we've kind of noticed what's been changing there. But this game, I was looking for the
Put it back in the sleeve.
I was looking for the for the case art because I had the game and I found the manual at some point, and I said maybe I'll find the case art, and then every single copy that I found today was complete. So I'm like, I'm not gonna ask these guys to break open their complete copies.
No one would do that.
No, so like I can always sell my I can always sell my carton and manual. And so I said, you know what? Screw it. It was $30. I mean, you can't find a cheaper copy of this game. And that is Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck, which is sort of like the Bonk ripoff in a way from these guys from Core Design.
Bonk was before Chuck Rock.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
it's actually on the Sega CD.
It's on the
too.
Sega CD 2 as well. Sega CD 2. That sounds funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's it's a game that has like a lot of color, a lot of great animation. It's just one that I've kind of always wanted. I don't know why. I like platformers, and so I'll have to sell my other stuff. But I mean, $30 I don't think is bad for a complete copy of Chuck Rock 2. So it's probably on the bottom of asking. When you look at like eBay or something like that. So I felt like it was fair.
Very fair, very fair.
I'm gonna do this one, and then I'll let you do.
This is all like one transaction.
The whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is another one where I had the I feel like I'm like redundant, just like the same thing over and over. But I had the case and I had the game. My buddy Jake actually got this game for me up in Binghamton, New York, before he came down to visit us one day.
Oh, he just like stopped into like
a game store? He stopped into a game store and he took a picture of all the Genesis stuff and he said, "Hey, is there anything you want here?" So I was like, he's like, "It doesn't come with the manual." I was like, "Just get it because it's such a hard game to find." This game is going to be on the Genesis Mini 2.
Oh wow!
Surprisingly,
go figure. Very timely.
Yep. And I found the manual for it, and that is Rolling Thunder 2.
Rolling Thunder,
which is the 2-player Rolling Thunder that you can team up with a pal.
Is it to play. Like a side scroller and beat 'em up?
It's very colorful. Yeah, it's a shoot, like kind of like a shoot 'em up sort of.
Because you have a gun, right?
Yeah. Yep. So it's
I think they made it. They have rolling. I think I have. Is Rolling Thunder on the Nintendo, like the first one?
yeah. It's
I have it.
It's the Tengen cart.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. So we slide it in. Don't touch it. Don't do it.
Well, what did you pay for the game and case?
Game and case was $25.
Okay.
And then I got the manual for $20, so $45 for it. I don't know what it goes for complete now.
Yeah.
I imagine it's higher than that. But yeah, so excited to, it's always exciting when you can complete a copy of anything.
It's almost like once you buy them so far apart, it's almost like it doesn't matter what the you got that game, like I got it for $25 like 6 months ago, so it's like
right.
$20 now. It's almost like I only paid $20 for it.
Yeah,
it's like you forgot about the price.
It's money in the past.
Yeah.
I know. It's so fleeting. And then you know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish out and then I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
So which one should I do first? The game or the
game?
Yeah.
the game? All right. So
Save
this one
best
was
for last.
This one was funny, and this is one where usually I tell people that their prices are too high, and I tell them off, and then I leave because I'm still working on my etiquette with
Sir, I bid you adieu.
certain individuals. I'm not perfect, but this is one where I said to the guy, I just said, "Hey, man, listen, your price on this game is
Are atrocious.
I was like, your price is 90 on this game. I said it's going for 55 online. I'm like, can you do any better, right? Like, thinking he's gonna be like, I could take $5 off, which is what the meatball says.
The magic meatball.
Yeah,
From Rocco's
I don't
Modern
even
Life.
want to know his name. I just want to keep referring to him as the meatball. But he said, you know what? I could do 70. You know what? No, I could do 65. And then I came back around
Yeah, you thought about it for a while.
when I was going to pay him. Then I was going to offer him 60, and he said, "You know that game you were talking about? Yeah, I'll do 60 for it." So
Because he said I think he said he looked it up and it was one that.
yeah, he's like, "Oh, I looked it up and I did see that it's not."
I thought he said he looked at it. It was a different copy or something with the I don't know what it was. With the registration card, I think.
Oh, with the registration card.
Whatever,
Yeah, so whatever. I mean, it's not like the registration card's attached to the manual
No,
or
I
something
know.
like that. But the game, and I talked about this before. Again, this is like a deeper cut, but it's a Sega game. Like Sega made this game, and that's Light Crusader.
Yeah, which I think I mentioned it. I do have that. I have it loose.
Yeah.
I actually think that was one of the games I got from our huge Sega CD thing.
The blowout from
yeah,
12, 15, 25 years ago.
one of those.
Yeah. But yeah, one of these just isometric, slash 'em up, dungeon crawlers, and
Have you actually played it?
I have, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
not extensively, but it plays well, and it's like this adventure you can go.
Wait,
on,
were you
so-
playing it on the Nomad before? I feel like you play. I feel like you were. Now that I feel like you were playing it on the Nomad when you lived in Columbia, and you were showing me it.
I might have. I might have a loose copy of this that I don't even know about. Like I might have a loose.
Oh,
copy
you
of this.
didn't even never owned it. I could have. I feel like
No,
you
I
did.
might have a loose copy of it, but I haven't played it in years.
I feel like you do.
I might. So, anyways, maybe I can sell that and recoup a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just such a look at the box art, just like the cover art.
It's metallic, is it, or does it have a? Is it? I thought it was a like. I
I don't think so.
Oh no.
No, I don't think so. But it's in pretty good shape. I mean, there's some rough edges on it, but it's a cardboard.
I mean,
game.
you said that. I mean, you said it was in rough shape, and then I looked at it. I was like, it's not that bad.
I saw
the
up
top.
here. I saw up here, and I saw it was like chewed up a little bit. and I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But when I pulled it out, the integrity of the box
The integrity.
was there, and it comes with the manual. So, another one that I'm really excited to have in the collection. $60 for this game, and that's no shipping, no tax, or anything like that.
Yeah, free shipping.
Yeah, and I got to get it right away.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. So that's a cool one. And then so that's one of the ones I wanted. Right, I think of anything that I bought that was
That you mentioned.
that I did mention. There was really no Sega CD stuff that I was looking for. No
I mean,
choice stuff.
there was. You didn't. I mean, you didn't. You saw Dungeon Explorer.
I saw like Amazing Spider-Man. I did see Dungeon Explorer looked really cool. I almost was like, oh, should I go for this? But I mean, I know him now. I could probably go to his house and grab it.
Get some other stuff with it.
Yeah, so I was like, let me keep my powder dry. But the last thing, of course, I did mention this.
You
right?
did.
I did mention this, and since I wasn't finding as much on like the choice, higher valued sort of Sega CD front, I said, well, you know what? screw it. I mean, I might as well go for this, right? And so
Jungle Boogie.
we've done it again. So we've got this is, I have it, with complete with everything, but no box or anything.
Is it a little dirty up here?
Nope, that was the other copy.
That was the other one.
But so we've got the Jungle Green 64. So that's 3 of the fantastic colors down. I don't know why I feel so compelled
Oh, guys.
to have them
because it looks nice.
Yeah, I don't like. Where am I gonna put these things? Stack them on top of one. They don't stack nice.
Well, I mean, have like a shelf, a 64 shelf with each one on it,
Oh, we could do that.
and each one has its own LED light to match it, like a green LED light.
I'll just ship them all out to Marcelo and
No. I'm saying that'll
in the box.
or like in the shelf that like shines on it. Like that one will have a green LED light. The other one will have a red, orange.
That would be, as they say, sick.
Yeah, it would look pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where
Guys,
to put it.
we saw a 64, but it had Pikachu on it.
He had the Pikachu 64, which I was like, maybe someday.
How many did they do? Like each color of the rainbow, or are there 8?
So there's ice blue. There's
green. It's red, orange,
blue, green, purple.
blue. There's definitely blue. The Arctic one, isn't it?
That's the one I have, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
ice
saying
blue.
how many colors. Yeah. So there's probably each one of the rainbow.
Well, I think there's like 6. So I have 3. Maybe there's 7.
But,
I don't
can
know.
we get the
Right.
I'll ask for Christmas the Pokemon one,
You gonna ask Santa Claus for that?
so I can have one.
Okay.
So we can have 8 Nintendo 64s.
No, because I want to have the Pokemon one for myself.
Well, it's funny because I think that's 4 64s now. So like I think I've got more 64s than any other console.
Well,
I only have 3 Saturns. Only.
And I
You
only
have 4
Nintendo.
Nintendos and 4 Super Nintendos.
I've got 5
Hey,
Nintendos.
that's my Nintendo. That's my Nintendo.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was yours.
The one that's in the middle is mine.
Oh, the one in the middle.
Because I fixed it.
Oh, that's the other thing
I fixed it.
That's the other. You did fix it. You did fix it. The other thing that Ray had was the Turbo CD.
Oh, he said he had 2 of them, right?
He has them at home. So,
But you have one, right?
I have a PC Engine Duo.
Oh, that's right.
Did you tell them in the first episode, that I fixed that?
We may have mentioned it. Yeah, we had the Super Nintendo that was broken, and
that the gaming master didn't know they had to slide the button down to fix it.
Oh, you're telling me? Yeah, the gaming master over here.
Yeah,
Idiot.
the master of unlocking. With the Super Nintendos, if the power is up, then the cartridge slot won't go down.
So you were pushing it down like over and over again, and then I just pressed
Right.
I just said, "Oh, Daddy, man."
Yeah.
Oh, I also found this one that you didn't know about that you were looking for that I found.
For me? Motocross Maniacs! I was thinking about that before when I was talking about Revenge of the Gator. Oh, dude.
I found it, dude. $4.
Really?
$4.
You're such a sweetheart.
I was like, ooh. I was like, because someone else had it for like 10 or 15 or something like that.
You're the man.
And then
Ultra.
Our buddy, that's always at the
Andrew?
toy show next to me, right across from
Kevin.
me. Yeah, gave it to me for $4.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, buddy.
I was like, ooh, there it is, Motocross Maniacs.
look at that. Wow.
There's actually, so someone had Motocross. There's a Motocross Maniacs. Actually, I think I have it. I think there's a Motocross Maniacs 2 or like Advance.
Oh.
Or it might not be called Motocross Maniacs, but I think I have it on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
I think it's Konami did it. I guess
We got more portable games than I thought we were going to end up with.
This is the first time I was actually looking for handheld games.
Yeah.
I was like specifically out looking for them,
Yeah.
Because console, we got most of the stuff we already wanted,
I've definitely done a lot in the past few months with Game Gear, getting like Game Gear, because you got me that VGA, backlit
the modded
Game
one.
Gear. So yeah, so that was my show. I feel like I did a pretty good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
I started out really dry. I mean, there was not a whole lot going on, but we picked it up in the second half.
That's right, baby. The fourth quarter, man. We're fourth quarter men, baby. When it counts.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Won the tournament. All right. Yeah. So what do you got left, Trenton?
So now we're on to the final encounter, as you say. So I had brought some nice lures, as they say.
The trade bait.
I had some baits. So obviously one of my heavy hitter that I was going to use for bait was Final Fight 3. that was in my back pocket, so to speak.
Did you pull out any of the Pokemon stuff?
I didn't. I mean, I probably could have to get some.
You can also just sell those.
No, I know. I mean, it's like there was some other games that were 100 plus that I probably could have gathered all the games together and traded it, but I was like, whatever. So this actually crossed off like a few of the games that I said I was looking for. So at first I saw he had some Wii U games, so I looked through them, which was one of them was Paper Mario Color Splash, which I said I was looking for, and The Wonderful 101, which was it's actually sealed. Not that it really matters to me, but I only had it for $20. I have no idea what it goes for, but $20.
I feel like it goes for more.
$20 for a sealed copy. And then, as you know, I am on the hunt for the Atari Jaguar games, and there's only a few I need left.
Yes.
And it's funny. So he had like 5 games. I saw he had Blue Lightning for the Jaguar CD, this is the actual case it comes in because it came with the system, so it doesn't have the big long box. And so that was one I needed. And then the prize one, which there was no way I thought anyone would have this, which is Fight for Life, complete in the box.
Look at the box art though.
Oh yeah, it's they're fighting inside the eye.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool though. I like it.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a terrible game, I'm fine with that. So
as long as it's not Criticom, even if it is Criticom,
well, it's probably worse than
it can't be worse than Criticom.
I don't know.
Rise to Robots.
Oh, it's probably wedged right in between them. If you need something to hold up your table.
Can you not? Can people not find this game often?
No, because it's first of all, it's for the Jaguar, so that rules out everybody.
That's why it's $109.
So, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm using my bait. I'm using it. This is what I'm putting all my chips in.
But what a great time to use it though.
And the thing is, literally probably the only other person that was looking for Jaguar games was literally standing right behind me.
He was ready to buy everything.
He was ready because he had Dino Dudes, Trevor McFur.
Is this kid going for a full set too?
And Theme Park. He was gonna buy all the games because he bought all the other games he had.
Oh my gosh!
And I literally had it in my hand. He was like literally right behind me, like looking. He's like, "Are you gonna grab those other ones?"
His warm breath.
And
was
I'm
on
like,
the back
I was
of
like,
your
dude,
neck.
it was like, no, I got Fight for Life. He's like, I'm glad you're getting it because I told him like I have 2 games left to get. So like literally me and him would be the only ones looking for Atari Jaguar.
Do you know
games.
this kid?
No. But I was like, oh, are you in the Jaguar group on Facebook? He was like, yeah. He's like, I just started collecting for it maybe like a little while ago.
So can you tell me how long has it been like soup to nuts from when you got your Jaguar to now?
It was 2019.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, because it was.
Jeez, it doesn't feel like that long.
It was
ago.
before everything
went down.
And all the prices went crazy. It was like October, like 2000 or the summer.
So it's a little under 3 years.
Yeah, and like luckily I had got like all those games like before everything shut down. So like I had got them under like the price. Otherwise it'd be like nuts to get the games now.
That's crazy how it worked out.
I know. Yeah. So like
that's awesome.
The total price would have been $130, $150. Looking at $195, like without asking for like a deal on them. So yeah, I was like, you do any trades? And he's like, yeah, what do you got? So then I was like, I got a heavy hitter, and I pulled out Final Fight 3, and it pretty much was just like, he just checked it. He just looked the price up real quick. I was like, it's like a $200 game. Some days it's not, but I'm like, you'll probably.
Well, here's the thing: you probably would have offered him 160.
Yeah, I would have. I wouldn't. Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So he might be able to make a couple of bucks, not a lot, but maybe $20.
But like, I'm the only who else is gonna buy Fight for Life besides that other guy that just so happened to be there?
Well,
you know what I mean. But Final Fight 3 is like
somebody will buy that.
Yeah, I feel like that's like an easier game to sell.
Yeah. So I mean,
that was actually the first time I actually did like a trade.
Nice of him to actually do it, but dude. When you pull off a trade like that, you feel like $1 million.
I was like, I just saved like because it's like Final Fight 3. Like
because it's kind of worthless to you at this point.
Yeah, and it's like Fight for Life is bad, but I'm going for a full collection. Right. So it's like if I'm gonna have a bad game,
what do you think I had to do?
Yeah, so it's like if I'm gonna have a bad game that's $100, I'd rather not have to pay for it. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think. Because when we did that Final Fight podcast, that's when I got the game, like a week before I got it.
We were all excited to play it.
I got it on like offer up, and maybe I got it for 80 or 90 or something like that. So it's more than it's doubled since then.
Yeah.
So that was one game that I was looking for that I was like for sure I didn't think I was gonna find.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That was a really nice score.
And then right after that, I saw someone buying a Jaguar in the box too. Someone was like 400 or something like that.
It's crazy how it's gone. It really is. So like the Jaguar stuff, like hold tight to that, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this was
So how many CD games do you have now?
I only have this and Hover Strike.
Okay.
And I have Hover Strike in the long box.
You do have the big one. That one didn't come in one though, right?
Because it came with the system with the VidGrid disc and the Mist demo.
Okay.
They all just came like this.
It's gonna be.
There's actually someone that makes boxes for it too.
It's gonna be your next conquest.
I don't. I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's way down the road because like the system in the box is over $1,000.
Baby, we can do it. Take the time, do it right.
It might be have some like Marcelo ends up finding one, and because he's always getting them to fix, so it might be something I might just have to not have the box for a while. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if this is the most I've picked up, but I feel like this is the most satisfied I've been through with the stuff I was looking for.
Yeah, especially with that trade. No, you did well.
Yeah, that was big. Having that game to trade.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's conventions, man. It's always a lot of fun. I wish we could do them a little bit more often. It seems like they're kind of clustered.
But you do them more often. It
makes it less special.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. So
I mean, a year is a long time to wait though.
It'd be nice
there
if
was
it was
like one in the middle
every
or something.
6 months, yeah.
Like another one, closer by.
Yeah. So, but well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this and some of the discussion here. We're going to be coming back with our next episode is most likely going to be X Mutants, v X-Men.
I mean, if we're saying it, then we have to do it now.
It's going to be X Mutants versus X-Men.
I was just suggesting it for a future episode, but
why not?
We announced it, so that's what it is.
Why not? At some point, I'd like to do a bigger game, but that takes
some meat on the bone.
That takes a little bit more preparation. I know Ryan would like to be with us for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A bigger game, like maybe he could be on it with the next one, but like I know Streets of Rage is one he really wants to be with us, and that's one I'd really like to do at some point soon. We've kind of stayed with some more obscure, different, interesting games that we played in the past, but that would be a fun one to get everybody together for. So, hopefully you guys get to go to one of these. Hopefully you've learned maybe some tips on what navigating some of these conventions are. I mean, it's good to have a plan when you go there. It doesn't mean you're always going to stick to it completely, but at least it gives you a back.
I didn't stick to my plans.
No, and I didn't.
Well, you're only 8.
I didn't either completely, but I
didn't remember mine.
Yeah, but at least gives you a through line to kind of focus and reorient yourself on, and some of the way to kind of work with the sellers and get to know them, and it's all that's helpful. And yeah, so hopefully you guys took away some stuff from this and enjoyed it.
We forgot.
What?
No, we didn't.
What was your favorite thing that you got at the show?
Oh well, I mean,
we have to ask that question.
My favorite thing I got at the show was Light Crusader. That was my favorite thing.
What was your favorite?
Oh, it's Fight for Life, even though it's terrible.
My favorite was
one thing. You can't say like a bunch of things.
Nickelodeon.
This.
The Tim
Mr. Boom Shakalaka himself.
I should have said that. I should have said the main.
Well, that's like an experience,
the moment,
it is.
The moment with Tim was probably the best moment of the day.
Yes.
If you get to meet somebody like that, and
Mr. Boom
not only just meeting him for what it was in the past, but when you can meet one of the people that like you grew up listening to, and then you find out that they're actually like a really amazing person.
Yeah, it's not just like meeting like one of the actors or like someone that did something in the game where
like I was saying, it's 50% of the game is his voice. You try to play NBA Jam with the sound off.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying is like you're meeting one of the characters that the game was based on. It's like okay, but now he's like literally a character, so
yes.
You get like an experience out of it, not just sign the autograph, take a picture, and then you're gone. You know,
and then he was gracious to do the video and just converse with us for a little while and actually have a real conversation.
Yeah,
so You're right. He's definitely had an aura about him. You know, just a great soul. So, well, thank you guys for checking us out. Again, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, throw us a like,
Smash that subscribe button.
just smash it to
Just
smithereens.
beat it up.
Yeah.
Give it a 10 count on the turnbuckle.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4.
And we got to get this little guy to bed. So we're gonna say, be safe,
It's 9:10.
be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it turbo.
He's on fire.